All right, so right now, Brandon is sending me to the top of a mountain to look for a cemetery. So now we're just practically climbing up this hill because it's wet, leafy, and super steep. Oh, I see the headstone. Do some of this stuff here. R-O-B-T.
Robert
Chestnut. Robert Chestnut.
Is that P or R? That is R. That is R. R-O-B-T.
That's it.
All right, so Chestnut House. Malia, what do you know about this really spooky location?
It's interesting because I think this is one of our oldest locations for sure as far as a house, built in the 1830s. And what's also really unique about it is if we're talking about familial history, this place allegedly has 20 generations of the Chestnut family, which there's no way any of our other locations have come close to that kind of generational in one family legacy. So built by Samuel Chestnut, one of the pioneers of the area, and he has a wife, Rachel, and the fun thing about him is allegedly he died in a duel over a Kentucky horse race, which feels very Kentucky, very on brand. So Samuel dies. It passes to his son, William, or Billy Chestnut, who's our first William Chestnut. There's a lot of duplicate names in this family, which is very confusing. And he has 8 children, so quite a lot. And then they fall on hard times, which is very typical of stories like this, and the property gets sold. It gets split amongst. But one of his sons, Isaac, ends up repurchasing all of the property, and it's brought back into the family. What's fascinating about that is Isaac is really the reason why the Chestnut House still exists, as far as being called the Chestnut House. But everybody talks about his brother Bob, or Captain Bob Chestnut, or the Sexton Creek Cowboy, even though he rarely lived at the house. And he's an interesting character.
The biggest claim at the Chestnut House that we were told was this woman in white, right? But that's like typical. There's so many different places, so many like different investigations we've been on where folks have reported to see this woman in white, right? And it doesn't matter where you go. It's always like a woman in white here, a woman in white there. But what's cool about this spot, and it's interesting for us, and you know, a lot of the research we've done on the region and the environment, is that it occurs outdoors, right? In the barn area. What's right next to that barn, when we look it up on a nice little map, is that it's right next to this creek, and there's running water there, and there's limestone. So paranormal theory is that limestone kind of like retains memory, running water ramps up activity. So if we put on like our whoa, ghost theory hat, is the energy of this woman in white being trapped in the limestone, and is she emerging from the river, right? And like her spirit, and she's like walking through the barn, or is there a completely rational explanation? What do you think, Doc?
Well, one, if your theory is correct, we should see a lot of EMF signature, because you're seeing the lady in white with your eyes on a camera, which are photonic events. So I'd expect if there was any sort of energy signature, it should register quite strongly. As you said, there's many reports of lady in white all around the world. In this case, we're in a farmland area. I would expect that it could be caused by fog, could be caused by reflection off of water. It rains a lot in this area. It also could be caused by animal life, or even reflections off of trees. And I guess we'll find out once we get there.
My name's Kevin Clary. We're in the Chestnut House in Chestnutburg, Kentucky. It's an amazing house. It's an amazing location. It's just peace and happiness is what it is for me. It's peace and happiness. There's a lot of people that are scared of the house. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't want to go in the house. They don't want to drive by the house. They see a girl in white out in the back. They hear piano music. They hear, there's all kinds of weird things going on that everybody's been scared of it since. And if I was a ghost, I mean, you drive by this house and you look at this house and it's a scary house. There's a lot of stories in the ghosts, and there's a lot of stories about the house itself with weird things going on. And, so it all kind of, but I believe maybe it did scare people off. People see figures in the windows and just all kinds of, they claim, which I've never tried it, but there's the lights, if you look at the lights, they're fine. But if you take a picture of the lights, they flash. They say she comes out about midnight, after midnight, and she walks between the back of the house and the barn. And I don't know, probably at least 50 or 100 people have told me that they've seen this woman in white walking between the house and the barn. Bob Chestnut would be the number one from back in the day, because he was just, they'll say it was a little, when he got back here after the war, when he got back here, he was just a little crazy. He said the kids he would love to scare the kids. I mean, scare the bejeebers out of them. I spoke to someone the other day who was a relative who's related to Chestnuts, he is, but he said the relative of his hated to come to see Bob Chestnut because he would scare the shit out. He was such a mean son of a bitch when he came back here. He was so mean, and he was just so scary that nobody wanted to come visit him.
All right, Melina, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and telling us your relationship with the Chestnut House.
I'm Melina Henson. I've been coming down here a few months, doing a couple investigations.
This house is shrouded in so much mystery, so much controversy. A lot of people from my research can't really agree on the exact history of the family, and you said you've been coming here for a couple months. What brought you here initially?
I just saw an ad for a paranormal investigation that they were doing here.
And what was your first thought when you saw this house? Because it scared the crap out of me when I first saw it.
Well, I've lived in the area most of my life, so I've been by the house a million times.
Okay.
I always liked the house. I just never got to come in it until a few months ago. A lot of people are afraid to even come in this house. Nobody can really agree on when the house was built or who started the house. You'll hear about a lady in white outside a lot. I've heard stories of everything from men outside, ghosts of animals.
Okay.
Around here. There's a horse, it's supposed to be a spirit of a horse around here.
What has been things that you've experienced firsthand?
You'll hear people in spirit box sessions. I've heard a man, a woman, a kid. A lady told me that her daughter would talk to a little girl in this yard all the time named Hannah.
Oh.
I haven't been able to find any Hannah in the paperwork, but she said her little girl talked to a little girl named Hannah in this yard for years. Every now and then you'll hear somebody walking around. There's no one in the house. I've not seen anything inside the house, but I thought I saw something outside one night.
So you explore these places with people because you're smart and, you like to have backup. But would you ever investigate the Chestnut House by yourself, completely alone?
No.
No.
It's a little creepy in here by yourself. I've spent the night in here, but not by myself.
Okay.
I don't think I want to stand here by myself.
So, Tanya, you lived here your whole life, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, and then where are we right now?
At the old Chestnut House.
This place is spooky.
I've just heard stories, and I was born 1976, 2 houses down. My mom had me down there, and she lived there a few years. She saw all kinds of stuff. Never did talk about it.
She saw all kinds of stuff here.
Yes, through the windows.
Like, what stories would you hear? Would you guys, when you were kids, like dare each other to go inside and stuff?
My mom had seen, there was no electricity here, and she would see lights on.
People would talk about it in town or stuff, or like when you started bringing it up and like you saw stuff yourself and like she's like, oh yeah, we've been like, everybody's known that.
Yes. When I was little, I was always afraid to even come over here.
So this was like the neighborhood haunted house. Like,
Yes, always.
really?
It's always been that way.
And it's my understanding that you got some photos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why don't you let's take a look at them right now. I want to see them.
I was actually sitting in my truck and was just snapping photos of the outside of the house. And this one here, it's got an image in it of the outside.
Yeah. So like all of this is like okay, cool. You got the lights and everything, but
Outside, there's no lights.
what's that black figure over here?
That's what was in the photo.
And that was like taken right there, right?
It was taken there, and I took this shot here, and I zoomed it up a little, and the photo is even creepier.
Yeah, because if I wasn't standing right here, I would
Yes.
think that was like a water tank or like a tree or something, and it's like there's nothing there.
You know, when it comes to belief in hauntings and the paranormal, there's always a lot of perception associated with creepy buildings, right? The look of a dilapidated structure, a home built in the 1800s, pre-1900s even. But this particular house, the Chestnut House, has a very specific look. Even if you're someone that's not a paratourist or someone that watches the shows or believes in the paranormal, you go past a house like this and it's going to give you haunted house vibes for sure. When you're investigating a case like this, you have to kind of remove yourself from that and really, put yourself in a mindset that just because a building looks a certain way doesn't mean it actually has paranormal phenomena.
All right, so we got cows out here, and there's that black cow over there. But what we're seeing in that photo, I mean, the cows are here, they're behind a fence, and what we're seeing in that photo doesn't look anything like this black cow out here.
The decrepit nature of the location that we're currently in, even as you approach the house, you see this creepy white structure that's been decaying probably for a century or more. And it creates a sense of foreboding in you. As you enter the house, you find big gaping holes in the floor. Everything is very creepy and decayed. It's an ideal environment to create in your mind the idea that something nasty is lurking around the corner. And this is a primary reason why if you're in a location like this, you may begin to feel like you hear something or see something. It's the very nature of the human mind to look for dangers. And in a place like this, you're going to start imagining all kinds of spiritual and demonic entities around every corner. Your senses will become hypersensitive. So you'll hear things that you wouldn't normally hear because you're no longer filtering out the smallest sounds. And any sort of flicker or shadow is going to grab your attention.
So I know you did an investigation at the Chestnut House, and I'm assuming that's with other people, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Would you ever investigate it completely alone at night?
Alone? No. No. If somebody was with me, yes.
Yeah?
I would definitely stay overnight.
Why wouldn't you do it alone?
I'm not going in there by myself. No. Not after what I've seen.
Kevin heads to the old Pioneer Cemetery to try and locate the lost grave of Bob Chestnut. Our expectations in doing so were low, as the final resting place of the Sexton Creek cowboy has remained a mystery for over 100 years.
Then they were just practically climbing up this hill because it's wet, leafy, and super steep. Oh, I see the headstone. Let's do some of this stuff here. R-O-B-T
Robert
Chestnut. Robert
No,
Chestnut.
P or R? That is R-O-B-T.
Kevin clears away fallen tree branches and leaves, covering a headstone they think may belong to the infamous Bob Chestnut. Remarkably it is, this moment captures the first time his grave has probably been seen by human eyes this century. Could locating his headstone have an effect on our investigation?
Okay, I got this cleaned off a little bit more. Robert Chestnut. Born July 31st, 1835, died October 18th, 1912. Hero of the Plains. Wagon Master, 1858, 1869. Cowboy in TEZAS, 1870 to 1885.
What's that called in the bottom?
Hero of the Plains, Wagon Master,
That's him.
1858 to 1869.
Carved in the bottom here. It's a curve showing the stuff.
It looks like it's just a
Just
piece
the
of the,
curve, exactly. Yeah, on the top is up. Up there's something up here. Huh. Oh, that's a trail rider thing. Look at that. Wow, it's a small stone, but for that time. Look at that. It's him on a horse. There's somebody on a horse, right? Look at that.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah.
It's Bob Chestnut on a horse. It's not fucking Bronco, but it's a horse. Huh. He's got his gun. His gun's coming out the side here. Oh, he's shooting at something. Damn it. Let's put it back. See him pull it out. It looks like he's shooting at something. Something's over on the side. Okay. Some piece of paper, serious. There's his gun, right? I can't see.
How long have you been looking for that?
Well, they've been looking for it for about 100 years. They can't find it. They couldn't find it.
We just found it.
Yeah. Just amazing.
It's pretty wild to find someone tough a hill that people have been looking for
For a long time.
over 100 years. And it's just right there, and we just almost just walked right to it.
Yeah.
With my historical hat, part of me really doesn't think that it'd be Bob Chestnut here, okay? He really didn't spend all that much time here. He's just the person we think of when we think of the Chestnut family because there's much more talked about when it comes to Bob.
Assholes get attention. If I were to, tell everybody to go screw themselves right now and start pointing fingers at people and just causing a ruckus, I think that all eyes would be on me, and the same goes for anybody. And someone like Bob Chestnut, when you look into the history of this home, compared to what his brother Ike accomplished, it's kind of crazy that Bob gets more words dedicated to him, gets more attention drawn towards him, and that's because of his turgid, overblown persona. But Ike was an extremely accomplished individual. I don't know, something in my gut just tells me that that has something to do with the activity here.
Dr. Clore and Kevin set up a motion sensor near the barn to investigate claims of a woman in white. Several people have claimed a witness on the Chestnut property.
Alert Stone 1.
Works, baby.
Alert Stone 1.
All right, cool. We didn't break it.
Alert Stone
1. Okay, we are good to go. Thank you.
Copy that. Is in the barn. Now I'm inside the door facing the back right corner of the barn.
When we were walking up this way, did you see the truck when it drove by? If you looked behind the barn, you saw an apparition sort of move through glimpses in the breaks in the barn because it was just the light reflecting off of the grass.
Okay.
So we might want to try to simulate that.
I wonder if I could go out and maybe shine a flashlight through the creases or something like that and see if we can
I
maybe...
think it's just along the roadside,
Oh, just along the roadside.
but I think you need a pretty bright light.
All right, Malia, we're gonna go ahead and get this going for you.
Cool.
So again, we have the second floor with a control camera, the entirety of that landing up there.
Yeah.
And also this room down here that you really like.
Yeah.
So this would be the room that Bob Chestnut stayed in.
Yeah,
right?
and that's where the funerals, or at least the caskets were laid out.
Right.
That's
So-
what we've been told. Again, there's so much. A lot of this is just on the words of what's been passed down. None of it is in documentation, but I think that's the story that's been continuously repeated, so I think it's on pretty good authority.
Make sure this is on. Yep, there you go. Don't want to look into that directly with my eyes.
That looks like, I think it's on, yeah?
Yeah, it's on. If you anything happens, let us know, okay?
Cool, great, thank you. Whoa.
You all right?
Yep, just uneven floors.
Now, of course, you're hearing the cows, right?
Correct.
So when we were here earlier today, Mustafa and I were chatting. I said, you know, too bad there aren't any white cows, because that would be another explanation for the lady in white. And as it turns out, those brown cows, there's one that's all white in the front and white in the chest. And then 3 or 4 of the other cows are all white-headed. So it's also possible that under the conditions, light hitting those cows in a very dark sort of night, say no moon, you might also think that is a lady in white, especially from a distance.
All right.
Malia conducts a solo session on the 2nd floor to try and initiate contact with the house's purported spirits. Witnesses claim to hear footsteps and disembodied voices in this area.
What is that? Gotta be really careful walking around here just because pretty much is an active construction site. First of all, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Malia. Thank you for welcoming us into your home. We mean no disrespect at all. We are just here because we are hoping to document some of your presence.
But that bright light may be reflecting off the front of a cow. Even right here where you can see it's kind of light. Could maybe give that
Of course, the cows are not there right now. Well, there's the headless horse.
Where is the headless horse seen?
That's a good question.
Could that also be a black cow walking with his head down?
Well, it could be.
If there's anybody up here with me right now, would you make yourself known by gonna set this box right here on this tub of God knows what. And if you're here, you can go ahead and touch the box just like that. And I'll know you're here with us. I literally think I just saw like a shadow cross this light in here. Let me see. I didn't walk in this room earlier. Is there anybody in this room with me right now? Hold on. Somebody? Guys?
Yeah.
Did somebody try to walk up the stairs?
No.
What the fuck?
I'm in the room down here where the bear is, but I'm not upstairs.
What did you hear?
I heard it literally sounded like footsteps on the stairs.
Which one, this back one or the...
I honestly can't tell because it was in a front bedroom, but I thought one of you guys were coming up.
No.
And you want to walk in and out of the room to see if that creates the same effect?
I'm walking right now.
Oh yeah, can you do it one more time?
I'm walking, I'm continuing to walk.
Hold on, I'm gonna go to the other room again one more time. I'll tell you when I'm, wait, hold on, what the fuck was that? Okay, never mind, sorry, false alarm.
I'm still walking.
I'll tell you when I'm in the other room.
Okay. Keep walking, Brando.
Can you walk in that room again?
I'm walking.
Yeah, no, it was footsteps on the stairs, 100%.
Yeah, like there's carpet in here. It's not loud at all. Even right here, listen.
I think it might be the attic stairs, guys. Holy shit.
You okay?
Did one of you guys just whisper?
No.
No.
Oh, fucking balls, fuck.
What'd you hear?
I heard it felt like a female, oh my God, sorry, I'm like wigging out so fucking bad. I feel like it was like something here. Hold on, I'm gonna grab this, holy fuck.
Malia captures a whisper on her audio device.
Holy shit.
I found something very interesting.
What you got?
So, well, you guys over here, since I was left over there in the dark, I was watching and I was like, it's really dark over there. And then suddenly it became really bright again. And then it got dark. Depending on the wind, the light over there, the tree moves, it blocks some of the light. So the field becomes either lighter or darker.
Well, that's one of the claims they hear here.
The footsteps?
One of the claims is that they hear footsteps in here all the time. I just attributed it to being like an old creaky
Me
house.
too. But it had the distinct, like, you know how like the like the pitch changes when you're going up or down stairs.
Like a purposeful step.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that I've never heard a whisper before.
What was it? Which year?
This one. And I was literally, I had this up there and I was standing here and I heard it right here. Because I was listening, I literally was like listening this way and I kind of almost sounded like I could hear a little. But I was like listening.
Who are you talking about?
Dr. Morgan's illegitimate son. It was a story I was told. I don't know how much truth there is.
Yeah.
But essentially, the 10 years in which the Chestnuts didn't own it, when they had to sell it, a guy named Dr. Morgan lived here with like his servant and his wife. He had kids with the wife and apparently a kid with the servant. The wife didn't want to have the illegitimate son living in the house, so she made him live in the attic.
Okay.
That's the story that was told. The whisperer was really freaky. Careful. Do you want this?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Got it.
Yeah, thank you.
It's so weird that I had that because I haven't gotten any pressure hits or any temperature changes at all, like no fluctuation at all.
Pressure.
Pressure?
Got it on camera.
What?
If you did that, interacted with that box and caused that light to go off, could you do that again, please? Feeling a little lightheaded. Maybe I'm just excited.
I think there's something going on in the attic, to be honest.
If you did that on the device, could you do that again, please? Thank you.
Did they do it?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Did it a bunch of times. Hey, what's up, Doc?
I heard that you are hearing noises.
Yeah, Malia said that she heard footsteps on this stairwell. So I think she was kind of freaked out from going up in the attic. So I kind of just poked my head in up there, put the EDI up there, and then we registered a bunch of pressure aberrations. You're just going right up?
Yep.
It's okay? You feel, you feel okay going on those planks?
It's fine.
You sure? If we fall through, I'm blaming you, dude.
Well, I'm staying next to the wall where I have more faith.
No. God damn.
Yeah, I know it seems more dangerous, but it's safer.
It probably would make sense to go if you get like a barometer up here, right? And you're changing the elevation, and maybe like the environmental conditions in this room are a little different. So pressure to change, right? Once it gets acclimated.
So what I find interesting is, of course, chimney goes right through here.
Okay.
So depending upon what wind is blowing, could create a variety of sound effects.
Yeah, the sound. So she was getting freaked out, and it was just like when I came up here, then I put this up, and then I was like asking, like, hey, you know, can you interact with this device? And then after a few minutes, we started getting pressure changes.
Right. And of course, you would also get pressure changes if wind was blowing in and out. So we're at the barn,
Yeah.
and there were some pretty heavy gusts of wind.
Really?
And then the ceiling starts going.
So it was a ghost.
Yeah, of course it was. The ghost was the thing that was causing the wind. Come on.
Oh, I knew it.
Hey, we can explain it one way or the other. It's fine.
Nah, but
How do you know it wasn't a ghostly wind?
it probably was. It was a ghost that was causing it. Got some mutant ghost, dude, and changed weather. Oh man.
I wonder if I should walk across this.
I don't think you should, man. Oh my God, don't, Doc, please. You're freaking me out, man. God, you got such.
What's other thing that's interesting is how many toilets are over here.
Yeah, I used one of them, so watch out, okay? Just let you know. Stay away from the green one. I'm partial to that color.
They're both, well, one's green, one's blue.
It wasn't green before. It was. Oh.
There's a lot, yeah, up here. If we walk around, it's not even going to create a footstep sound.
Yeah, right? That's what I was thinking, but she said it was distinctly on these steps, right? You guys hear those footsteps down there?
I can hear that, yeah.
Is that what it sounded like?
That's exactly what it sounded like, but I was in the next room over, so I literally thought you guys, the thing is, it didn't sound like it was going down, it sounded like it was going up. You know, there's a different sound.
Yeah.
It had an up sound, not a down sound. That's why I asked if you guys were coming up.
I think this bedroom.
Of course, now if you stand here,
Yeah.
you get a very strong wind.
Uh-huh.
So, wind can blow into your hair, depending upon your hair and other things. Like now it stopped. It was like now it's starting again.
Okay, let's see how sensitive to wind this thing is.
Very sensitive.
I don't even blow that hard. I mean, I've been called to blow hard, but I don't even blow that hard. So if that window's open and then wind comes over here, it'll probably move that chandelier like that.
Well, I don't know about what caused the footsteps.
Yeah. Footsteps is kind of weird. I will tell you though, it was fun seeing her freak out on camera about it, I gotta tell you. And then Brandon said he heard footsteps in here, but what I noticed was when the wind was blowing on that window over there, right? This is sketch as shit, watch out.
The hole in the floor.
But when the wind was blowing, it was like you could hear this creaking. Plus, just like you pointed out, coming up the chimney, maybe that, I don't know.
Yeah, and you got a pit right there. No, that's.
What are you talking about?
That's rotted through. Actually,
I'm chicken, dude?
this room's probably more dangerous than the attic.
Yeah. I like that this is where the bedroom is though, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Big. Jesus.
Careful.
Maybe that should be an off-limits room.
Yeah.
Literally, we just heard like stuff came down.
Guys,
Yo.
you want to get out of that room.
Yeah, we're getting
It
out right
started
now.
caving in a little bit. We could see it down here.
Serious?
I swear.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It went, it's really sketchy.
Like dust came down.
I think
Yeah,
we
it
need
was
to get out of there. It's
close. That's what I'm saying. This is
Sketch City.
sketchy.
so, the biggest danger is the house. Like
Yeah,
you said.
exactly.
In this case, the house definitely is the lead character.
All right, Mustafa and I are headed down to the barn area in this kind of pasture, this open space out here where they say they see this woman in white. We're taking the EMCCD camera. We're gonna run a test, see if we can capture this woman in white that they say they see. And not only that, we're gonna take a trip down to the creek over here as well and just kind of do a run with the EMCCD and see exactly what happens.
Yeah, plus we were talking a lot about like how limestone retains energy and the water over here that runs, the water runs all over limestone. So if there is energy being stored in this limestone, we're gonna find it in the river and then maybe it'll come out and a photon event on the EMCCD.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. Nothing's gone off of that motion detector in there, huh?
Nope. It was working too,
Yeah.
so.
So this is where they report seeing the lady in white. Brandon's setting up the EMCCD camera. We got our nice little screen here, so if we see anything cool in real time, we'll catch it. And we can also record it because Brandon's got a fat hard drive on that bad boy.
So again, Mustafa and I right now are out at the barn here on the property of the Chestnut House, and they say they see this woman in white, not only at this barn, but in this field here, but also along the stream. So we're recording now on the EMCCD camera, hoping we can find maybe this woman in white, or if we can find a natural explanation for her as well. That'd be great.
I'm gonna take the EDI. It's got the vibration sensor.
Do you have your walkie just in
I
case
have my
shit
walkie.
gets wheel?
You thought you heard footsteps on the stairs going up to the attic?
Yes.
So I'm gonna set this on there. I'm gonna turn on the vibration detector, and that way if anything comes, wish me luck.
Yep. Walkie me if stuff gets crazy. And I'm gonna keep an eye on our control cameras, and if like the motion detector down here, for example, goes off, I'll let you know.
Sounds good.
Have a good time.
See if I can find Bob Chestnut.
We found a lot of practical reasons into the phenomena that people think that they're experiencing in the house while we're investigating there before. But if we're putting like our paranormal theorist hat on right now, if you consider like the environmental conditions, the running water, which everybody thinks ramps up activity, the limestone, you know, the minerals in the earth, is possibly that energy being retained and walking, you know, the fields? Or is it just, you know, a visual anomaly that people see, you know, lights reflecting off of the trees when people drive by?
Right, exactly. You know, the crazy thing to me is like a lot of people associate a lot of the, you know, stories and history with Bob Chestnut, right?
Yeah.
So I'm currently in the attic at the Chestnut house. A little creepy up here.
Malia delved into the history, and if you think about it, you know, like she said, Bob Chestnut, he didn't really come to the house that much. He didn't spend that much time here. And if you want to go back into that time period, who's going to be at home the most? Who's going to have the biggest stake in this house? It's probably going to be the women of the Chestnut family.
Good evening. My name's Kevin. I'm not here to disturb you in any way or try to cause you any harm or anything like that. I just come here tonight in hopes to document your presence.
Photon event?
Something just like came across there.
Another one.
Right there, yeah.
That had like an energy source. That's kind of like what we saw in the previous case.
Very similar.
Hey, Kevin?
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of sound coming from the room that I told you not to go into. Like, I just switched my camera over because it sounds like I'm hearing movement and you hadn't walked.
If anybody's in the bedroom, actually, I'm gonna set the motion detector facing in there. Are you upstairs?
What was that?
It wasn't you?
No, it wasn't. I fucking heard it too.
Where'd it come from?
I can't tell. It almost sounded like nothing's going on in the room with the motion detector, but that was weird.
It wasn't outside?
No. Definitely not. Is there somebody down here?
It's kind of crazy out here, though. I'll tell you, man. It's. I don't know if it's the area we're in or what, but it does have an unwelcoming vibe out here, in a sense, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you got this spooky-looking forest over here, got a dilapidated barn, that creek, the gnarly trees. I mean, even Doc, who's like not shook or anything, but even he was pointing out during the daytime, like, you know, you have these telephone posts and like these like gnarled kind of like horror movie vines all wrapped up around it. So all of that kind of creates the perfect element of a perceived haunting.
That's true. It's true.
Is someone downstairs with Malia? If so, go touch that device and make it light up. Where are you at up here? Can you make a noise in whatever room that you're in?
At the barn, Dr. Clore shows Malia the photo he captured while observing the field where the lady in white is claimed to be seen.
So, you know, earlier today, in the evening, we came out to see if we could figure out perhaps where the lady in white comes from. So we came over here, and I took a range of photos, and we're thinking it's perhaps the cow.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until later that I went and started to investigate the pictures we took.
Whoa, what the hell?
And it looks very much like a lady in white. So it looks like she's like extending her hands out
Yeah.
and walking across the field.
What?
But it definitely isn't a cow because the cow is actually way over here.
Oh, okay.
So I think most places would say, look, we did capture accidentally the lady in white.
Yeah.
What the truth is, of course, is that's what a normal camera would see. Now, this is what the iPhone sees. And so now if we look in, it looks like a figure raising its hands, but we can figure out what it is. It's actually the tree.
It's the tree.
So the light hits the tree, and especially when the wind is blowing, then the tree limbs will move around, and you'll see it. So we think that this is actually what really people are likely seeing is your human eye doesn't see that way. Your human eye is going to see the much darker image that I was showing before.
That's crazy.
It's the very nature of the human mind to look for dangers. And in a place like this, you're going to start imagining all kinds of spiritual and demonic entities around every corner.
You know, one of the biggest reasons I got involved in the paranormal is historical preservation, trying to save buildings just like this one. And seeing that this place is being renovated and being brought back to its former glory is very exciting to see.
Historically speaking, I think it's far more likely that it's Rachel or Isaac Chestnut that would still be around here because this is where they raised their families. I think they really loved this land. They protected this land.
You talk a lot about names and reputation, and if you think about it, that's all you really have, you know, after you're dead. What's in a name, right? Bob Chestnut created a name for himself, but it was founded on lies.
The Chestnut House is as mysterious as its history suggests. The unexplained footsteps and disembodied voice collected by Malia are beyond explanation. Even if the property's other ghostly claims are easily discounted, what was most exciting was uncovering the lost grave of the Sexton Creek cowboy. Bob Chestnut's mythos continues to grow, along with our questions surrounding this spooky location.
And then the saddest part of this story is she pleads with him. I am innocent. I have loved you. I am dying and I need you to save me. And he said that I don't believe you. I'm going to go to war and throw my life away on the front lines. Apparently, she cut a lock of her hair. She threw it from the window and said, here, take this. When I'm dead, you'll be glad I did so.
The lady was the beginning for me because I was a huge skeptic, didn't believe in any of it.
Oh.
Had a lot of people talk about the lady in white, lady of the opera house. And I look out to my right and this lady dressed in all white, kind of Victorian looking, but it was kind of simple. She walks into the balcony, and the thing that surprised me at that time and looking back, she's as solid as anybody I've ever seen. She wasn't floating, she wasn't transparent, she wasn't translucent. She was so solid, in fact, that I followed her into the balcony to tell her she couldn't sit there.
I know you said that the lady in white has a pretty distinctive feature.
It's actually written down and hidden in the theater.
This city in Cynthiana, right, was burned down twice?
Yeah, it was burned down once, but it saw 2 battles. And what's really interesting is the actual block that Ross Opera House is on in 1862. Captain Morgan actually came through and burned down that entire block, which is really frustrating for me research-wise because not even the Historical Society knows what was on that property before it was burned down. So our knowledge of the building and the land only starts when they built the Aeolian Hall in 1871, which is frustrating because I do think I like to have a comprehensive knowledge of the land, the property, and what was there before, but unfortunately there's just no records.
Haunted theaters are always really cool. You know, you think of all the souls of actors who have big dreams and they think that, you know, they're gonna have this wonderful stage and everybody's gonna think that they're amazing, and then, you know, it might sound like bitter and kind of like pessimistic of me, but I feel like a lot of times, like, all of those hopes and dreams are captured there, and especially the despair of the career not working out. Again, very dark to think of, but also on the bright side of things, that opera house and theater was a huge fixture of the Cynthiana community.
Okay, Roger, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and letting us know your relationship with this awesome theater.
Roger Slade, grew up as a patron here for 52 years, and for the last 16 years I've been one of the co-owners.
So you are one of the owners of this place.
One of the owners of this place.
What makes somebody want to own a theater? I mean, I want to own one, but I want to know why you want to own one.
Insanity. No, actually what happened is I grew up watching movies here, and I guess it was about 16 years ago. It was kind of transitioning. I was going down Pike Street one day, and the sign said, "Goodbye, Ross, we'll miss you." So I called my friend James and said, "Hey, they're closing the Ross Theater." And he said, "Let's open it back up."
So I want to get into the history of this place a bit because it kind of has a pieced together legacy, if you will. So it was originally the Aeolian Hall, which is the upstairs theater,
The
correct?
upstairs part, yes. In '71, a group of people got together to make like a community room, place to meet. They had balls, they had dances, that sort of thing. And then in 1895, the Ross family bought it, and that's when it became the Opera House.
So I would assume, and this is just me projecting, but I would think if he's the guy that owns all the theaters in town, it sounds like, what was the neighborhood opinion on the Ross family? Like, were they beloved because they owned the theater? Were they like, big in the community?
Yeah, they were, from what we know, they were beloved. They were prominent, but they have two theaters. They invested in the community. People respected them very well. There's lots of stories about, every night after the show, there was a bar about 2 doors down, and they would go every night and have a beer and a Lindbergh cheese and onion sandwich on rye. Thing that I find fascinating about this building is we have no idea who's here or why they're here. I sometimes think it's, with the exception of the lady, I think the land is haunted and not necessarily the building.
Philip Nickerson, co-owner of the Ross Opera House.
C.J. Clifford, co-owner, Ross Opera House.
Well, I never dreamt of owning a haunted theater as a kid, but it's really cool to have the persona of owning a haunted theater or a haunted building in general. The Lady in White.
I've never seen her. Not that
I've never actually seen her as well. She likes to roam the stairwell, going up right outside the projection room door, right in the opening of the balcony.
There's a screen door, or a screen door spring on that balcony door up there. It seems to creak all the time, even when I'm the only person here. It's a noise that it is 100% unique to that door.
We do a ghost walk in October, and I do the presentation for the ghost walk. And I finished my presentation one evening, and some lady that was sitting out in the audience came up and gave me her business card. And she said that she was a psychic, and she said, "Do you have any idea that there was a lady in a long white dress that stood there with you the entire time that you did your presentation?" And Roger was there, so Roger took her to the side, and she described to Roger what the lady looked like. And he said it was exactly, had the little hidden image and everything that he remembered from seeing her himself.
So I want to get talking about this Lady in White because I know you've seen her. And what you just said makes me think that you don't think she's tied to the land, you think she's tied to this location?
I think she's tied to the location because, as far as I know, the people who have told me about her, who I think have actually seen her, and there's a reason that I think people have seen her and people haven't, she's never been on the first floor. She's always been on the second floor of the building.
So more tied to Aeolian Hall.
Or the stairway, but she's never been seen in this part of the building. So if she was tied to this part, I don't know why she would be on the second and third floor.
Do you have any suspicion on who she is?
I do not.
Does it just eat you up inside?
Some people have said it could be a Ross family member. Some people have said it could be an actress. I don't know. We kind of think it's cool that she's here, so we share our stories with people. Some of the previous owners didn't want to get it out there too much, so their stories were kind of kept on the down low.
I know you said that the Lady in White has a pretty distinctive feature.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
It's actually written down and hidden in the theater.
Like a scavenger hunt or like a treasure chest?
I haven't told anybody, and my wife doesn't know, my son doesn't know, and the reason I wrote it down is, if I die on the way home, maybe they'll find it. But it's kind of a safeguard because I've had about 5 people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, I saw the Lady in White," and I'm always like, "Tell me about her." And I've always had 5 people. I've had 5 people when they describe her, they've mentioned that detail. So I think they've seen her. I know they've seen her if they mention that.
Way back in the beginning, we have a room upstairs called Aeolian Hall, which was the original part of the Opera House that was opened in 1871. And when we first started renovating it and getting it ready for parties and stuff like that, my family and I had come up to do a party, and we had lined the chairs up towards the wall so we could mop and clean the floor. And it's like somebody ran between the chairs and the walls and pushed all the chairs over while we were finishing up cleaning.
Our night was going pretty slow, and our equipment wasn't really working. So we decided to go to the balcony, and we've heard of A Tale of a Lady in White. We decided to talk about plays and movies that would relate to the late 1800s, early 1900s. And when we did that, we felt electricity in the room, and we heard what sounded like heels enter from the hallway into the balcony area.
So Alex, you guys were here investigating in the theater on the balcony, and you had an experience.
Yes. We were sitting in that room in there. We were just listening to the room because we were trying to do some investigation with our equipment, but unfortunately we weren't getting anything. Even our camera that we set up to record wasn't functioning properly. It just wouldn't work.
So I have actually got a new camera that I brought in to kind of videotape everything, and everything worked fine, before I got here. And after we arrived, I tried to set up and turn it on. For some reason, it just would not turn on. And we just kept trying and trying because I really wanted to videotape our experience, and I couldn't because it just wouldn't come on. And I had a feeling that something did not want to be recorded.
We heard what it sounded like a lady stepping up on that platform right there in high heels, coming in to join us in the balcony.
It's really interesting because the owners talk a lot about this door opening. They say there's a very unique sound and feature to that door that they constantly hear all the time. So you having that experience definitely correlates with what's happened in the past.
We all three looked at each other. We all had chills. Our hair was standing up, and we could feel a notable difference in the room.
It sounded like she was coming up to open those doors and join us to watch a play. We relaxed. We looked at each other, looked around us, see if there's any moving parts, anything moving that could have been it. Nothing. Mm-hmm. So what we did was we each got up slowly and seen if we can recreate that sound somehow. Nothing. Nothing at all.
So this was like a real family, almost like communal effort to get this place like back in tip-top shape, huh?
Absolutely. There was three of us originally, me, Roger, and Philip. We brought CJ on board probably in 2020, about 2-3 years ago. Because we're getting older, we needed younger blood. About 8 years ago, I got elected mayor. We totally transformed the town.
What? What? Yeah. You didn't get elected mayor. Well, I would vote for you based off of this. Wait, you're seriously? You got elected mayor?
I got elected.
I didn't know you were the mayor. Why'd you guys tell me you was the mayor? Are you kidding me? You're the mayor here?
I am. But I'm not going to take credit for the turnaround in downtown. I mean, we started 16 years ago with the theater.
I feel like I should bow or something like this. Like, you're the mayor. This is awesome. All right, cool. This is great. Okay, wow. So you got elected mayor.
I got elected mayor because I think it was because of what we had done here. The ghost walk we were doing. We were bringing 1,000 people every October to downtown Cynthiana, walking them around, telling them ghost stories. Well, they had to go somewhere to eat afterwards. They wanted to go get a drink somewhere. So other businesses started popping up.
It's almost like, oh man, this is gonna sound like so faux poetic or anything, but it's almost like you reviving the theaters, reviving the town, and then it's like those ghosts that are here are kind of being revived themselves. Have you noticed there's been an uptick in activity after you guys have been doing more renovations to it?
Well, I don't know what it was like before. I was a skeptic when I came in. It was Roger that was the believer in the supernatural. But I started having experiences here as well. One of the first things that made me truly believe that there's something here was I was in here by myself, didn't believe in ghosts, but I walked out onto the balcony. And there, standing right in front of the stage, was this little boy about this tall. I was the only one in the building, so I knew that there wasn't any real person here, but I stopped, looked at him, and he took off running and ran through the exit curtains that we have. The curtains never moved, but he just disappeared right through them. That's when I probably called Roger and said, hey, I just saw a ghost, and ran out of here.
Talking with Roger, and he has this fixture of, this feature of this lady in white. Did you see her?
I have not seen her.
Okay.
I would probably die if I saw her, but
Listen, guys, don't worry, they're not rolling. Did Roger ever tell you the feature? What can you tell us what it is?
he has not told me, and I'm his best friend. We've been best friends since 4th grade. He will not tell me.
$50.
50 bucks. He told you what it was? He told you what it was?
No, I'm offering you $50
I
to tell me.
I don't know it.
All right, fine. That's fine. You can keep your secrets, all right? See
I
how
don't
you guys-
have it.
Cynthiana, you guys have tight lips. If I ever want to start a gang, I'm coming here. This is cool. I'm just joking. All right. Okay.
Don't know it.
So, is it possible to get down to that basement?
Yeah, anything's possible.
What? Dude, you have the best can-do attitude. This is awesome.
Kevin heads to the basement to conduct an EMF sweep. Since the Opera House is built directly above flowing water, which is used in its old but functional climate control system, we wanted to see if this would impact our investigation at all. Could the electric sensation visitors feel when they witness strange activity have anything to do with the flowing water beneath the Opera House?
Nothing. No EMF here. These are the old dressing rooms here, which they're. Alright, we're gonna cross over and go into the boiler room. Definitely natural over here at the fuse box and everything. Something's right here. I don't know. I don't know what I'm picking up. Now you did see the temperature light go off as well, which I'm not too concerned about because we are going from down lower up into a different level here, so that's kind of expected to change, so I'm not too concerned about that. Is anybody down here that wants to come and talk to me? You can. You can communicate by coming up and touching this device that I'm holding in my hands. I also brought the tri-film meter. Well, that's the first time we've had pressure changes. So you did perform in this theater? If you performed here one more time, could you please come up and touch this device I'm holding? I'm hitting about a 2 milligauss. Pressure changes again.
Many people over the years have reported this woman in white, and one thing that makes that even more special is the fact that there's one specific feature associated with this apparition. We're not sure what that feature is. We're not exactly sure who has seen her and really has recognized this feature. We weren't told that information either, so it's kind of sends us on a wild goose chase as far as what's going on with this woman in white. But we do have the EMCCD camera, and that's the perfect piece of equipment to utilize to try and find hard proof and evidence that this woman in white not only exists, but is haunting the Roz Opera House. So we have this nerve center set up right here on the stage because this is kind of the perfect vantage point for the entire location, right? You have this top balcony where a lot of experiences have taken place. That main hallway right behind it, obviously they see this woman in white, they hear all kinds of noises. You have that door right there that has the very unique sound to it that the owners claim to hear all the time.
The reason why we're using the tripwire is because we have tested it in conjunction with other approved applications like the Firefox app. What the hell? This just has super high EMF over here.
Maybe.
Let's test it. This might explain
Everything.
Yeah. So we have high levels of EMF on this floor. Oh my God.
It's huge.
Yeah, okay. So look at that. These are gonna be useless.
This is crazy.
The EMF is super high here. So again, we have tested the tripwire in conjunction with other approved applications that are not designed to find ghosts and stuff. like the Firefox app, which was developed by the University of Aachen in Germany. It's used for scientific purposes, and the Firefox app tests a litany of different environmental conditions. Seems like there's naturally occurring high levels of EMF here, which means that using something like the Paralight or the tripwire in this area is not going to pan out.
No. I'm curious if it's this way throughout the entire theater. Because
Might be.
Kevin said it was down in the basement, the boiler room. He said it was through the roof.
Really?
Yeah, it literally tapped out, the tri-field.
Over here by the wall, we have like 2.5 milligauss, which isn't like crazy. Go down on the ground. Yeah, it's a constant 2 milligauss down here. 2.1, 2.2, see? And if you lift it away from it, changes the intensity.
It's crazy.
I don't know what the hell to make of it. All right, well.
Can't use this here.
Can't use it here.
Mustafa and Malia head to Alien Hall to see if the high levels of EMF have leaked into that area.
Now, in this area, folks have said that they've seen a man in here.
Yeah. That was a little saucy bit of info that Roger gave me when he was like, there's a lot of ghost stories that we don't tell people. He said there was a man they saw here in a doorway. I'm just gonna put this facing that door.
Holy shit.
High
levels of, naturally, for it to be a constant 2.6, just like, no wonder why that's wigging out.
Absolutely.
2.7.
It was interesting when we first got here and James, AKA the mayor, was giving me the tour around the place. I could tell there was like true trepidation coming into this space. And when I asked if he could go to the 3rd level, he was like, uh-huh. I'm like, is it okay if we go up there? He's like, yeah. But I could tell he was like, when I walked in and was exploring, he kind of stayed in the door frame.
The EDI plus is reading 0 milligauss, but the tri-field's reading a constant of like 3.7. If there's anybody here with us right now, I just wanted to introduce ourselves. My name is Mustafa.
My name is Malia.
And we are here on behalf of the owners of this opera house, the current owners, James, Roger, CJ, and Philip. They believe that there are individuals who are still residing here, even after they've passed on. I don't know if you know that you've passed on or are aware of that, but we're here with a team of people to document your presence. I don't know if you've noticed, but we've set up a few devices. We have a lantern, the purple light on the table. We also have a green box with orange numbers, another box giving off a white light, and we have this really cool wire with all these different purple lights.
Did you hear something? Oh, yeah.
We also have recording devices that can capture your voice. Yeah, I heard the tap and then I saw that flickering a little bit. If you're touching that lantern right now, that purple lantern, can you touch some of the other devices next to it? Or could you grab it harder?
You could walk around. I know they had dances in here, a lot of dances in here.
Kevin and I set our sights on the oldest portion of the structure, where stories of the Lady in White originated.
That's a creepy ass room.
Yeah.
Except for this hole behind you, man. Still a 1.6, huh?
That's what I'm showing.
Yeah, this is consistent throughout this whole place. I mean, it's just constantly a 1.5 to 2.5, and down by the stage it's even higher.
Yeah.
Pressure.
That's the first
There we
pressure
go.
hit we've had.
There's someone up here waiting for the show to begin. Here there's a woman in white that hangs out around this area. It's walking up to this part of the theater. If you're here, we'd love to speak with you, please.
Who's your
pressure
changes?
Pressure, yep.
Is your favorite performer on stage tonight?
That's interesting. That's twice now we've had pressure changes. Weird. Those hits were just sporadic. Really had nothing to do with anything. Really seemed like. Seems really quiet to me, man.
It does.
Honestly, like this aesthetically, this place looks terrifying, right? It looks scary, but it doesn't feel too weird so far.
At least not right now. I mean, I've been places where you're in like this and it feels fine, then you come back later and it's totally different feeling.
We heard what they said. The owners, they were talking about like you don't know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It can happen anytime. Between the insane amount of EMF, which is at very dangerously high levels, the noise pollution that's coming from outside, which would create who knows how high of levels of infrasound. So I mean, we obviously can't determine exactly what's going on yet, but I will say like the high levels of EMF is just a dead giveaway to a lot of the experiences people. Oh.
Sure about that? Did you just come up and touch that?
We're not trying to discount anyone that may be here. If there is someone here, can you, again, make that go off? I do think the power of the mind is a very strong thing, and I do think that the psychological element of hearing stories, looking at a creepy old place, and then walking into a trap of high EMF is a recipe for tall tales.
Yeah.
You know, even that spike we just had, we can't take it seriously because of the pollution, the contamination of the high levels of EMF. Well, I say we head back down to the nerve center and try something new, right?
Yeah.
Sound good? Okay, cool.
All right, so one of the things that I am most excited about looking at is Roger told me when I was chatting with him that there are hidden messages in the murals they just had done. It's interesting because that's obviously not a historical thing. They designed these, they put these up. So these are not something that would have been originally here. So I just want to know, like, why are they putting in secret messages in their theater? I mean, it's cool, it's fun. So to mix it up, we're gonna go on a scavenger hunt on the murals.
And what's fun is he said there are many secret messages throughout the theater. This is just one of them. So let's take a look at this.
Do you want to do that? I'm gonna do this one.
Looking at this, what we noticed is there's letters in these boxes going left to right. H-E-R-E. So this one would be here.
I found mine.
Unless it keeps going into yours, or if they're, I don't know if they're separate words.
I have a word here, and I think it goes with your word.
What you got?
L-I-E-S. So we got here lies. I feel like I'm in a Christmas story and it's gonna be like, be sure to drink your Ovaltine. You wanna do this one or do you wanna do this one?
I'll take this one.
Oh boy. Okay, I-N-N.
I have the. Here lies the.
Innocent is the big one. I-N-N-O-C-E-N-T. Here lies the innocent. This is getting a little ominous.
Does that mean somebody's buried under the wall?
That's a good question. Like, is that just like a blanket statement or is there like a whole thing? Here lies the innocent. That just feels like really dark, dude.
Check that one. I'll check this one.
T-H-O-U. Though? But here lies the innocent, though. Wait, T-H-O-U-G-H.
Persecuted?
Though what the
P-E-R-S-E-C-U-T. E-D. I missed that first C. I couldn't figure it out.
So here lies the innocent, though persecuted. Dude, I think we got a name. M-A-R-G-A. Margaret. I got Margaret. Here lies the innocent, though persecuted. Margaret.
Gaudi?
What?
G-O-U-D, and then there's a Y over
Yeah, that's Gaudi. So here lies the innocent, though persecuted, Margaret Gaudi. We have a freaking name. Okay, question number 1. Why the hell did they put this in the wall? Is Margaret a real human being?
Is she buried under the wall?
Is she buried under the wall? Why did none of my research come up with a woman associated with this building named Margaret Gaudi? I know for a fact that there's no Margaret Gaudi associated with the Ross family. Again, there are missing years because we do not know what was here before 1871. Whatever was on this block was burnt down. But to be honest, if there is a woman named Margaret Gaudi who could possibly be the lady in white, why did nobody tell me that? And why did Roger not tell me that? And now I have to look up who Margaret Gaudi is, and if she's a fairy tale freaking fictional character, I'm gonna be pissed. Okay, well, I gotta look this up because I'm gonna actually lose my mind, so.
I think there are supposed to be names in it, but I don't see it.
She was a real person. Okay, Margaret Gaudi, born May 1792, Scotland. She died October 6th, 1814.
Wow.
In Cynthiana. She's buried in the old graveyard, and I have a picture of her headstone. Oh my God. Kevin, come see this. This is a picture of her headstone at the old burial. This is her headstone.
Cow.
Here lies the innocent.
Though. God, that thing's so old you can't hardly read
I
it.
think that's so. Though persecuted. Yeah, though persecuted. So here lies the innocent, though persecuted, Margaret Gaudi. October 1814. Look at that.
That is interesting.
Dude. But that is literally what her epitaph is. We got a story here. I mean, she was a real person. We know, that's what we know. We know that Margaret Gaudi was a real person.
So I wonder if it is Margaret Gaudi people occasionally see in here.
So what did you guys just learn?
You're gonna kind of, okay, I'm a little bit wigged out. So we figured out how to read the messages in the murals, and we kind of tag teamed it, and we found out that it says, here lies the innocent, though persecuted Margaret Gaudi. So then I come back and I look her up, just preliminary, found her on the website, lists all the graves, found her freaking headstone. She was a real freaking person, and her actual headstone, you can see the photo over here, right here. It says, here lies the innocent, though persecuted, Margaret Gaudi. So this is her actual epitaph. So she is a Scottish immigrant. Her mother died. She came over to Cynthiana when she was 7 years old. She was born in 1792. Essentially what happened is she fell in love with a Scotchman, and her father was kind of an asshole, and he didn't think that he was worthy of her, so he wrote back to Edinburgh to see if, like, is he a good enough woman or guy for my daughter? Sorry, I'm like jazzed up right now. He leaves for a while, says he'll come back in a year. He promises to be faithful. She says she's gonna be faithful. People start noticing a change in Margaret's body, okay? They start talking. She's 21 years old. She's not married. So there's a lot of rumor about what she's happening with her body. I'm assuming first thought, pregnant, right? She falls in love with this guy, he leaves, now her body's changing. Her father obviously thought that she was pregnant, and he locks her in their attic, locks her away, basically thinks she's a whore, only gives her a little bit of food and water each day. A year later, her dude comes back. He now believes the rumors, thinks she's cheated on him. She gets super sick because she's been in this cold attic for the better part of a year, literally is pleading with everybody, like, I am innocent, I am innocent, I am literally basically a virgin. She dies, they do an autopsy, and they find a tumor. I have her headstone. I have a picture of the house in which the attic window can be seen. That is allegedly her house. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if that house was on this property. She died in 1814, which would have been way before this was built. This was obviously before this entire town, or at least this block, was burnt down by Captain Morgan. So it's possible that she was on this property. And I'm thinking, I don't know if you guys have pieced this together yet, but what did Roger say?
lady in white, had a distinctive feature. What's more distinctive than a pregnant belly, or what appears to be a pregnant belly? What if the tumor was in her stomach and it made her appear pregnant, which is why she basically lost her life, or at least wasn't able to get the medical help she would have needed, because she obviously had something medically wrong with her, because they all dismissed her off as being indecent. She died.
The question here is, are they aware that that house stood here before this opera house, or two, are they spinning that ghost story into this building, and is somehow that being physically inscribed in the walls here creating like a thought form manifestation?
Did people really see this woman in white? Because who's the only person we've talked to who's seen the woman in white?
Roger.
Roger. And he said that other people have seen it, but he, you know, says, oh, there's a distinctive feature and I've written it down, and now you're gonna kind of go and like look for that feature to see what it is.
Well, we know what that feature is. It has to be that she's
It has to be that she's pregnant.
We have the MCCD camera set up, and we were going to shoot it in this exact area where they claim to see the woman in white, and where we've talked to eyewitnesses that have had experiences here. I say similar to the Bourbon Inn, where we talked about Annie Whipple there. We talk about this woman and see if, what?
Pressure.
Pressure just went off right there.
Right when we started talking about this woman.
So let's take this EDI, let's put it in the line of sight of the EMCCD camera, and let's see if we can
absolutely
bring this to life.
Can we thought form manifest Margaret Gowdy?
So here's Mustafa. Here's a good representation of that.
Of what an actual human, solid human looks like.
You can sit right there, just on the edge of the, right there, Mustafa. Not down there, up high. Up there on the ledge.
Over here?
To your left.
Right there to your left, yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
Good?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, Margaret, if you're up here, please come and interact with this box. Touch it. Breathe on it. Margaret Gowdy it. Whatever it is you want to do.
Are you wearing a white dress to show your innocence?
Was your house here? Where this building is right now? Is this where your house was?
Does the second floor of this opera house represent the attic that you were wrongfully locked in?
Oh, pressure.
Holy shit. I just got chills.
A lot of people talk about seeing you up on the balcony area. Can you walk out onto the balcony for us, please?
So last night, after we were at the theater, I got back to my hotel room, immediately jumped on my computer, and I had to know more about Margaret Gowdy. I had to know, is there true truth to this story? So I ended up finding the original telling of the story, which was published around 1852. So apparently, there was a woman people called Granny Casey, and she lived in a cabin across the street from Margaret Gowdy. And she's the one that gave us all the information that we know. So essentially what happened was Margaret Gowdy fell in love with this Scotchman. She was also from Scotland. Her father was very strict Presbyterian. She was also very devout. And then the saddest part of this story is she pleads with him. I am innocent. I have loved you. I am dying and I need you to save me. And he said that, I don't believe you. I'm going to go to war and throw my life away on the front lines. Apparently, she cut a lock of her hair. She threw it from the window and said, here, take this. When I'm dead, you'll be glad I did so. During this time, while she's waiting for him to come back, she gets sick. She gets really sick. Her eyes get sallow, her face gets pale, and people start worrying about her appearance. Rumors start spreading. So apparently there is a town gossip, what they call the Crown, and on her way to church one day, Margaret decides, you know what, it's a beautiful October day, I'm gonna put on the wedding dress. I'm gonna put on the gown that I'm going to wear when I get to marry this man she loves. She gets to church, she's a little early, this crone comes and finds her, and she says, oh, it's interesting that you would come to church given your situation. And then it occurs to Margaret that her appearance is causing people to talk. Here lies the innocent, though persecuted, Margaret Gowdy, who was born May 12th, 1792, and died October, can't quite make it out, 1814. She was just 22 years old.
literally the two men that she trusted with her life betrayed it. And that's why she died. I think that growing up in Cynthiana, I would hope people have heard this story. It's a great story, it's a tragic story, and I think that this story of a woman who we know was put in the attic wearing a wedding dress, who the townspeople believed to be pregnant because of how she looked. Those are two distinctive features, right? That could easily be a woman in white, a lady in white. I think it's woven into the actual fabric of the Opera House. I think the guys, the owners, have made a conscious effort to tell her story, and whether they believe she's actually there or they're just finding their own way to memorialize this townswoman in some way, I don't know. But I do think they're trying to tell people that Margaret Gowdy is the lady in white. And who knows? Maybe she's found peace, or maybe she is there watching shows in the afterlife, maybe getting her own happy ending after all.
The lady in white.
I've never seen her. Not that
I've never actually seen her as well.
Roger's seen her, and then other people claim to have.
The little hidden image and everything that he remembered from seeing her himself. No, he won't even tell us.
It's kind of a safeguard, because I've had about 5 people come up to me and they're like, hey, I saw the lady in white. And I'm always like, tell me about her. And I've always had 5 people, when they describe her, they've mentioned that detail. So I think they've seen her. I know they've seen her if they mentioned that.
Then do you go retrieve the written down proof and be like, see?
No, I don't even let them know that they've seen her for sure.
What?
I don't share the detail with them. I'm just like, cool, that's a cool story.
It's like your dirty little secret.
And then if you say you saw her and you didn't tell me, that I would be like, cool, that's a really cool story.
Oh my God.
And then when I leave, I'm like, she's making that up. Because what happens, you have people come in all the time who claim they're sensitive, and I don't know if people are or not, but you can tell they've done a lot of really good research on the internet, because they don't tell us anything that we don't already know.
Mm-hmm.
And there are things we don't share with people, because we could sit here for the next 8 hours talking about the ghost stories. So the really good sensitives have told us stuff that's not common knowledge.
Sincerity is a hard thing to accomplish, especially under pressure, and I think that theaters really typify that. And one thing that APRA's really focused on is sincerity in our investigations. And what I've noticed is whenever we've been working really hard to be honest and approaching our investigations honestly, that's when we've gotten the best results.
Over the years, I've investigated many theaters, and there's a lot of superstition associated with theaters. They even have what's referred to as a ghost light. It's a light that's always left on the stage. It's mainly a safety feature, but there's a lot of superstition associated with that.
Theaters have a lot of superstitions. I think anybody that's ever been around theater or has been in theater knows that almost every theater has a ghost story associated with it. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because artists love to revel in kind of the sadder tragedy of life.
Our investigation at Roz Opera House felt like a living, breathing mystery, one that is inscribed in the theater's walls. The ghostly legend of a lady in white and a lack of historical context made this case one of the most difficult we've ever encountered, leaving us with questions long after we left. Is the water flowing beneath the building and permeating the air, combined with the theater's high levels of EMF, creating a perfect storm of perceived paranormal phenomena? Or has the constant repetition of Margaret Gowdy's mythos somehow conjured a thought-form manifestation of this tragic figure? Although our results were inconclusive, the Roz Opera House's charm and footing in Cynthiana's history makes it one of our favorite cases we've ever worked.
You know that there's several owners of this building over the years. We're gonna start saying some names. Are we speaking with Carolyn right now? Caroline?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. So right now we're having direct communication with the tripwire that is showing spikes in EMF, and we're getting direct responses to who we believe is an owner of this building, a former owner?
So, this is literally the craziest thing in my entire life. We are getting direct responses to questions. I mean, this is getting very deep. It's getting almost existential at this point.
It's such a privilege.
We're talking to her, man. It's unbelievable. I have no words for it. It's insane. I don't even feel like I'm on planet Earth right now. I don't know what else to say.
Having this new approach is going to be crucial this time around.
Rolling Brandon interview, take 1, AB comment marks off 12, no marks.
I would say this specific case with Hall Place is kind of the culmination of our work with APRA, and specifically these 12 cases that we're on the road for now, and these 12 cases that we're currently working. Because, you know, with APRA, not only has it been a huge goal and a huge point of interest for us to return to locations, to investigate locations over an extended period of time, but for us to collect data, for us to come back and really check into our work to see if we're doing things properly. There's something about Hall Place that's, you know, of interest to me, and I think to APRA as well, is that it brings emotion out of people in some weird way. You know, everyone that comes in here almost has to face things they're going through. I don't know what it is about this particular location or about specific areas within this building, but it seems that whatever someone's going through at that given time, those emotions kind of surface and flood into the situation they're in.
Like our friend Brandon just said right now, we heard that you said you wanted to move on. I personally don't know what that is or what that looks like, and I don't think any one of us here can help you move on.
We need to let her know, like, obviously that we can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, but we can try and find someone that can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very difficult because there's a lot of untrustworthy people
Yeah.
that claim to do things like that. So it's a touchy situation, you know what I mean? So I don't want to like give empty promises of any kind.
No.
You know? So I think that, you know, bringing in Mariah and trying to look at this from a metaphysical and a spiritualist perspective is something that has to be done and something that we're very open-minded to. When I thought about bringing someone to help us and further this promise that we gave to Caroline, who we believe we were, you know, in contact with, I knew that Mariah was the person to do it, and I'm very excited to see how that goes tonight.
Hall Place is a tiny little place with a ton of history, and to put it quite frank, it is a place that the Barron County Historical Society has a lot of strong feelings towards. So this is gonna be a little bit touchy just because previous owners have told a few stories that the Historical Society and the City Council have been working tirelessly to correct because it's not true. But just backing up, so the house was built in 1852 by Judge Christopher Tompkins, who is one of those people that didn't really want to be a judge, and he was a great lawyer, but for whatever reason, he kept being put into situations where he became a judge again. Like, he literally kept retiring and then kept ending up in a situation where the circuit court is like, we need you. So this is happening for decades. The dude doesn't want to do it, he's doing it. He also suffers a crap ton of tragedies. Like the 1830s were a horrible time for him. He loses his wife. He loses 6 of his kids in total. One of his most faithful servants and his favorite horse also pass away. So he is a man that is just full of sadness, okay? But he does have a daughter, Theodosia, and she marries a guy named Dr. James Hall, who is described as having, like, not a strong constitution. Like, he was kind of a shitty doctor, to be honest. Like, he was okay for normal stuff, but the money was really in surgery back then, and he just couldn't stomach gore, and it sounds like he didn't really want to be a doctor, but there he was.
So my name is Mariah Kunow, and I'm a psychic medium. And I'm here to connect with the spirits, to see what they need to share with me, with us, with the group, and so they can let everyone know their story and what they need to kind of get off their proverbial chest and their emotions they need to share or anything. So I'm here to hopefully tell their story and give a lot of validation for you guys too. I met Brandon years ago, and honestly, I don't even remember the very first place, but I kind of have watched him work and been to a couple events he was in and kind of saw him from afar. And then I would say the past few years was when I actually went on investigations with him in the group. And that's where I got to know him a lot better. And then we just started getting to talk a little bit more, and then suddenly it's, you know, now we're friends.
Charlotte, thank you so much for letting us come back. I am so excited to be back here.
I'm excited to have you back.
I can't believe we were only here a few months ago.
I know, right?
It feels like it's been a really long time, but I have to say this is the thing that I was looking forward to most. A, I missed you because you're awesome. But this place is just such an incredible place to come and visit.
It is, yeah.
We all had a really insane experience when we were here last time.
Yeah, so I heard.
I'm really curious, since we've been here, has anything changed? Has the activity ramped up? Has it died down? What has it been like since we were last here?
You know, it's pretty much been status quo. You know, I still have that crazy light in one of the guest bathrooms that goes rampant. More times than not, the conversation will come up over breakfast. Is it haunted? So it's kind of exhilarating to say, you know, it just so happens we had some, you know, professional investigators here, and yeah, they said they just confirmed.
So you still feel like activity or whoever is here is happiest when there's other people in the home,
Yes, they're
and
very
there is
happy.
a kind of loneliness when the house is kind of
Yes,
dormant.
yes,
Okay,
exactly.
interesting. I was really fascinated if that's something that you kept sensing here, or if that had changed at all.
Yeah, it definitely prefers people to be here.
I'm honored to be here, and I'm so grateful to be here. And from my understanding is that apparently Spirit asked for and worked with you guys, and she, I do know is a woman, but she asked for help.
Malia's just really excited, you know, to be able to talk with you, and we all are.
It's such a privilege.
Oh.
Yeah, it really is such
That
a
was
privilege.
EMF on the EDI, dude. It's the first time we got that. So it's EMF. Brandon has some people he can talk to help you move on and do that. And I won't stop until, you know, we all find somebody that can help you. If you understand that, trust us, we're gonna do everything that we can. There's very few people who are doing what we're doing right now and are able to accomplish what we just did with you right now. So don't worry. I mean, we got this. I'm pretty sure we can find somebody to help you with that, and I won't stop until we do that. I promise you that.
I could also sense that she needed to connect with someone who was living. I do remember that, because lots of times when we speak of spirit, or at least with me, they come zooming in. So I remember the conversation. I could really feel that there was somebody she needed to talk to who was still living. Sorry.
You right?
Give me a moment for a second.
One of the things that I'm really excited about our investigation tonight is we actually have brought along a medium with us this time.
Oh, cool.
So we're kind of upping the ante, so to speak.
Sure.
And I'm personally really excited to see how that changes the investigation and what we, you know, learn from it.
Yeah.
But I'm curious if there's anything that you're hoping to gain from our investigation tonight.
I would like to have some kind of identification of who these people are. You know, obviously we kind of think that we might know one of them. But then more recently, it was in the Barron County Progress that they printed that Franklin Gorin actually passed away in the home. So naturally some questions. What the heck was he doing here? Is he under doctor's care? Was he actually living in the house?
I feel that my work is like grief counseling in the way where I'm I'm helping the living for whatever reason in a location. A spirit may want to come through and it may heal them in a certain way, but also I'm also healing the spirit, or they need some healing. So it kind of works both ways, because sometimes in locations that I go to, or even with people I sit with who I bring through their loved ones, them connecting, it's like a reunion. It's a reunion with their loved one.
Hi, Mariah.
Hi there.
Thanks so much for coming.
I know, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
How are you feeling about tonight?
I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, seeing who wants to show up and connect, and I'm really looking forward to this.
So am I. I really think that you're going to be like the thing that changes everything. I've never done this or been a part of anything like this before, so I'm super excited. But I think we should head upstairs because that's where all of our action kind of was. So why don't we just go ahead up there now?
Sounds good. I look forward to it. Thank you.
Blind to Hall Places claims Mariah conducts a psychic walkthrough on the second floor with Malia.
I want you just to do your thing, and I'm here to do whatever you need me to do.
So you pretty much want them to lead, okay. So I just tell you what I start sensing and things?
Please, yeah.
Okay. I already know that, I definitely am feeling pulled this way.
Okay.
In this direction, but it's almost like you have a crowd here. I already know that. You have different ones in this room behind here, but I definitely am feeling pulled more this way. So
Okay, let's go, yeah.
We should
absolutely
go this way. Okay, because I already know that you're the historian, and you hold on. Yeah, they want to go in the back room.
This room?
Yeah, the back.
Okay.
Yeah, here.
All right.
And I know that there's a man here, and I know he's not I feel like he's not talked about a lot. Hang on. Okay. So I feel like there's someone took his I know he liked to drink, and someone took his glasses. I feel like his glasses used to be here, or they were taken. I feel it had his initials on them. I'm not seeing what they are, but he's talking about my glasses. Where are my glasses? Would you understand that?
Drinking glasses?
Drinking glasses.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
That's interesting, though.
Okay, because I feel like someone here would know about them. See, the thing is, there's so many layers here, and each room has a story to tell. And I don't know, because sometimes the floors make things uneven, so there's this kind of bobbing, or I don't know. Let me feel into this. Do you have history in this room? I mean, are there stories of this room? I know I'm asking a question because I feel like there's a woman here. I know that, and she's making me feel. Whew, there we go. Gosh.
Oh, going off again. Again, look at 3 of them went off that time. These are high spikes too.
Just to make sure, again, like my friend Brandon said, if you set that light off, that'll let us know that that's yes. And if you don't do anything, that'll be no. So are we speaking to somebody here who owned this hotel? Are we speaking to somebody who's an owner in this building?
Yeah, it just
3
went off
of them.
again. All 3 of those went off. It was a perfect spike.
There's a sadness about her, and there's a longing. So I'm starting to get emotional. Let me feel into this. I know she's like, I'm in here. Hang on, yeah, it's in this room, I feel. It feels a little bit that it's residual, but yet, yeah, I feel there's this sadness, like, why did you leave? There's this longing, like, yeah, because I'm feeling emotional. It's like, yeah, let me feel into that. Come on. Because I think I'm tuning a little bit to the residual, but I do know there was a woman here who was not. She's just giving me a heavy feeling, a sad feeling. There's a longing, there's a missing. Okay. Because I know earlier there was a woman named, I was told Caroline. So I almost feel like this might be her.
Just to clarify one more time, if you're, and the owner or an owner of this building, can you set the lights off again, please? Make them turn on. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
We know that there's several owners of this building over the years. We're gonna start saying some names. Are we speaking with Carolyn right now? Caroline?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Thank you. Thank you very much. We're not frightened or anything. We're just excited to see this interaction. Just so we can clarify one more time, you're an owner of this building? You own this place, this beautiful hall place?
You'll have to forgive us for being repetitive. It's just that we want to make sure that we're communicating with you. So if you could just answer my friend Brandon's question again. Thank you.
Because I just feel the sadness in this room. And I know that there she is. I know she was an incredibly smart woman and far ahead of her times. I feel like she was quite an independent woman. And I almost feel like that, and I know you can't really validate that, but I know she loved children. But here's the thing, I want you to know that her sadness is just more of, that's just part of her life. It's part of her story. She's not sad now, but I think this is just part of her telling you to either validate that's like, yeah, this was my life, part of my life here, and part of a memory. And so that just kind of honors her children, but also honors her experience. And it's now I don't feel much of anything. So it's like a little scene, a snippet. It's going back in time.
It's so fascinating.
After picking up on the energy in the Royce suite, Mariah is drawn to another room with purported activity.
So I know. So I know there's a man. This used to be a man's room because I almost feel like he wants to say, you did not ask permission to come into my room.
I'm sorry.
So I feel like there's a very man's man who's here,
Okay.
who's just very, you stick by the rules, and he's just, he's not a fan of women.
Huh.
He's not a fan of women. Women are in their place, and it's almost like, excuse me, but may I please come in?
Absolutely.
And he'll be like, let me think about it, okay.
As with all locations, there's a ton of history here. A lot of people have come through the doors of this place. And I was really excited to hear Charla bring up Franklin Gorin, who is somebody that spent time here when it was a boarding house, which is one of the many things this house has been over the years. He actually died in the same room as Judge Tompkins, which is the Theodosia Suite. I knew about this when we were here the first time, but you go where the investigation takes you, right? And that just ended up becoming the focus point of what we were really investigating that time. So it's one of those things where it's like my little spidey senses went up when she mentioned him, because I don't think she had a prior knowledge of him having passed here. So it's just like, it makes you wonder. It's like, oh, we're bringing him up for a reason.
Okay, because it was like he was just so aware of that, the clean, because he keeps going and that's what spreads things.
Yeah.
He's like, even now that's what spread things. He's like, people just don't wash their hands enough.
Sorry, I don't know what's happening.
That's interesting. That's never happened.
Never happened before.
So I had just said his energy's like this, and
yeah.
So lots of times what that happens is when the energy is strong enough, it'll affect
that
things.
was
So you have no way of controlling this light. You didn't press anything?
I didn't press anything, no.
And there's no way for it to have flickered that way out of nowhere?
Just randomly flickering
Nope.
like a weird
There's no
pattern?
no reason it should have done that.
Cool.
That is insane. That is insane.
Let me feel this. Because I feel like this woman, she used to put on parties a lot here at this bed and this building. And I feel like she loved it. I feel like she not only would she would invite her family, but also outside strangers would come in. Because I know that this woman just loved her parties. And the food was important to her.
I think I read something about you making really good, I think it was biscuits. Was it good biscuits that you were known for? Yeah.
Yep.
Man, I wish I could have tried those. I love biscuits.
And it was just, so would you understand this?
Yeah.
Okay. And she loved it, almost like she was a mother to many. And there's a sweetness and kindness about her and a loving. Would you understand this to be Caroline?
Yes.
Yes, I can feel her now. Because I coming over here, I was just kind of like, okay, whoever, Caroline, please. And I know that she loves the group being here. And there's a joy with here, and that you listen to. And I already know you told me that that there was this interaction between, and I know you already told me about the lights, and there's this passion and just this, and I almost feel like emotional, because I almost feel like the group cried at one point. Would you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, because she's like, they all cried, but it was not tears of sadness, but tears of happiness. Would you understand that?
I hope you know this connection that we're all sharing right now is really special.
And I feel like you appreciate that. And I almost feel like she made you giggle. Would you understand that?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, like she brought out the little child in you in some ways. There was an innocence.
Yeah.
That and like this mysterious, like, wow, like a magical thing with you.
Yeah.
She made you feel things, like question, like, wow, what is this? Would you understand that?
Why am I'm getting emotional again?
Okay.
What the hell? Damn it. Yeah.
Because I almost feel like that she just wants you to go return to innocence, where she's making me feel like, just be your little, little Malia again.
God, that's so, oh, sorry, I gotta that's really weird, because it brought up a lot of my breakdown. It reminded me of childhood thoughts of of my parents and being a kid, and that's really, really crazy that you said that.
And I'm really, truly curious to see if Mariah can provide answers and validation to what we experienced last time.
Really crazy that you said that. That's really crazy that you said that.
And it's almost like just like,
gotta get it together.
It's like, don't be afraid of that. And it's just, she's like, it's okay.
We're here because we made a promise. And the promise that we would do whatever we could to try to help Caroline. The theme to me that keeps popping in my head with Hall Place is legacy. And I think Caroline's legacy still survives through Charlotte.
There's just something special about this place, something special that Charlotte brings to it. There's a sincerity that, which basically is the basis of the work that we're doing with APRA, right? Is like, we want to bring sincerity to our investigations. And that's something that I think that a lot of people don't have. And especially in their work, and to make that really, really important. And Charlotte's a person who has that.
My name is Honor Settle, and my Aunt Caroline Royce remodeled and started Hall Place. All of our family events were here. My wedding reception was here, and we just had a lot of good times here. Caroline was kind of a tomboy growing up, and just climbed trees, and very just could talk to anyone, always had short hair, played the violin. She married and had 3 children and raised them, and then her husband passed away, and she decided to take on this adventure and have a bed and breakfast so she could constantly meet new people and share her food and traditions and history with them.
And now I can feel Caroline step back and he goes, because I feel like she's just such a gracious host. Because I feel like, and she's making me emotional because she's a gracious host for the living, but also for the spirit world.
I was just gonna say, I'm curious because the thing that kind of one of the reasons that we're back here is like, we're not sure if she necessarily wants to stay, but she's here. Do you see what I'm saying?
She has a granddaughter still, correct?
She has a lot of living descendants,
okay.
yeah.
And I feel like that, and I feel her husband has passed, correct? Because I almost feel like there's, I almost feel there's maybe that's what she was, there's like a longing to be with him.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does,
Because I almost feel like let me feel into that. Because I almost feel like something happened that there was not closure, something that there was something separated between their deaths.
Caroline, are you trying to rejoin your loved ones?
I just feel that there's things that she just wants to tell her family that she wasn't able to say, or she sees it. There's something that she didn't tell her family.
I just got chills. That was one of the things that we felt like, and I asked in this session, I was like, is there anything that you could say in the recorder? Because it seemed like there was something that she wanted to say, and with the devices and stuff that we had, I didn't know how to communicate or get that answer from her.
And I just know she loves being here.
Okay.
I really feel that she loves being here. Brandon mentioned that she wanted to be reunited with somebody.
So when we were having our interaction, it felt like we were getting the strongest reactions when we were asking if she wanted to be reunited with people. We felt, or at least I felt, it was stronger when I mentioned her parents, like being reunited with her family. My biggest concern was that she wanted to move on and couldn't.
Okay.
And I don't know what that means. And if there is a message that she needs to get, like...
You know, here's the thing is, if you pass this on, that in itself maybe allowed her to evolve into that next level. Because I do feel like she's happy here.
Okay.
And just getting those words out will help her evolve and however she needs to move forward with her life and her existence. But she's just like, I enjoy returning. I enjoy being here.
So she's happy?
She's happy, absolutely.
Okay. That makes me feel a lot better.
I absolutely feel she's happy.
Okay, good. I was like, I actually feel like a weight's been lifted a little bit. Like I'm very happy to hear that.
And I almost feel like, oh, I'm so sorry I made you all feel that.
Oh.
But no, she's happy.
Good.
And I think she's like, okay, I just needed to get that off my chest. I'm okay. And I almost feel like, well, if there's more, she'll definitely let you know.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like, that's it for now. Yeah.
You know, it's very possible that there's a natural explanation to what we experienced with the tripwire, and in that question and answer session that we had, we could not find it during our investigation previously, but coming in with a fresh mindset, coming in with a new approach, we may find those answers.
Obviously, we had this amazing experience last time with the tripwire. I know that, Kevin, you had some hits with the EDI Plus as well. Pressure, right?
Pressure changes once I started talking and asking questions about the attic.
Right. And I know that before everything with the tripwire really kicked off, you and Malia had pressure changes in this room, right?
Yeah, we were walking down over here and I had the EDI Plus and just went down into this room, and then all of a sudden just pressure hits when we asked if there was somebody here with us. So I was like, I invited them to interact with the device. We got a few pressure hits, and then that's when I got the idea. I was like, okay, let's put a tripwire down here. Let's see what we can get. And then that's when all of that whole awesome rigmarole started.
So, you know, obviously this time we went a lot more minimalistic. We don't have the nerve center set up. We're not running all the cameras. Obviously we have some control cameras running that we, you know, it's just protocol with what we do, but we're not running the huge, gigantic setup that we have every time. And having Mariah and Malia do a walkthrough, you know, prior to this is cool. So we're coming up here and gonna see if we can correlate what we had last time. So I think we check out this same area, right? So we do have a separate tripwire that's different than the one we used last time, right?
Correct, yeah. This is completely different. Same thing, but different wire.
So the reason we're doing that is just to double check, you know, check off all the boxes, right? Not using the same tripwire, using a separate one, obviously the same manufacturer, and hopefully same results. We'll see. But I think we'll go through and we'll add the EDI plus. I know we had a few EMF spikes on this as well. So this is the exact same area with our last time investigating this exact spot. We had the tripwire running from the headboard of this bed running all the way through to the end of that hall. And we were not only having multiple hits on the different sensors on the tripwire, but at one point, or a couple points actually, the entirety of the tripwire went off at once. Last time we didn't have any of this, which is really interesting. As we back off here. So look, the highest we're getting is right here around this lamp at like a, 3 point, there we go, 3.6 or so. But as we go along, 0. Little, 9.9, there we go, not much. 1.6, 1.4. We'll keep going. 0. 0. That still doesn't, it's a consistent 2, 3 with that lamp, right? So it wouldn't be flashing the way it was.
It wouldn't be flashing, and even last time, I mean, the whole time it was there, even the one closest to the lamp was not going off until a question was asked.
2.4.
And then we can bring it here. Well, that's weird.
Right in the pillow, which again is not that high, you know what I mean?
Nah.
2.5 is still not that crazy. There we go.
You want to take this in? I'll take this in down here and I'll turn it on.
All right, sounds good. Keep going.
Yeah, right in there is where I got the pressure hits. It was in this room. And what set that off, right, what caused Malia and I to go in that room in the first place was we thought we heard steps over there. We thought we heard someone stepping. I guess what we can do is we can wait here a while, see if any of these ones get tripped off, and then if they don't, then we can take that, put it in the area where there's a lot of EMF, and then see if that travels up there. It shouldn't because they're all on separate sensors.
Just hit again. I hit again, just one of them. So whatever set off each one of these individual sensors down this entire tripwire, it had to be like just one big burst.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's like coiled down and was hitting it individually. They literally all went off at the same time.
Yeah, it went whoosh, all of them red. All the way down to there, it was red.
I understand if that's you kind of making the lights go off by the bed, or that may be natural. Okay.
That's the opposite one though.
Okay. Can you make it go off closer to the door? Can you like walk towards me and make more of these lights go off? Are you the same lady we were talking to last time that makes the amazing biscuits? If yes, please light some of these lights up for us.
Right here in front of you.
Dude, right in front of me.
So Mustafa,
yeah,
right here in past this threshold, the doorway.
Yeah.
We got just one single sensor going off. So we're getting it past the threshold, and Emily thinks that the one under her might have went off as well down here.
Awesome.
Whoa! The whole thing just went off. The whole thing again.
Again?
The whole thing. You got that right?
Yeah.
That was all the way down.
Repeated, baby.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
This makes no sense. This makes no sense. Literally makes no sense.
Caroline, was that you? Dude, I get chill
I got
bumps
goosebumps all over. Me too. Yeah.
I have them too.
And it felt like something just went through here. This is what we try to do, man. Like, we came through and we showed every possibility with this thing. Like, what the hell? How long this has been on? We've had this tripwire going for over 35 minutes. You know what I mean? Like...
And look, no questions,
nothing.
no responses.
Malia asked questions about food to try and correlate previous findings after her and Mariah joined the investigation.
maple syrup. Hey!
Holy cow!
Yeah! Me too, Caroline. The marshmallows are too sweet. It's too sweet.
I just set this just right here.
Okay.
So it kind of can good
Just
spot,
leave it.
and then we'll set the kestrel drop right next to it.
All right, nice.
And then you want to get that second tripwire out, and we can just lay it out, man. It's worth a shot. You know?
Hey. So we have 2 separate tripwires. This is the first one that we implemented in our investigation, but we have a new one down there that's registering very similar activity that we had the first time. So last investigation, when we split up, we noticed while activity was going on in there, it correlated with activity down here. So maybe we can register some of those same finds that we had. It's all about replication. I think it needs batteries, dude.
What's that?
I think it needs batteries.
All right. Listen, Jonathan just hooked us up.
You got them already?
Jonathan hooked us up.
Oh, okay. We are good to go. It's on.
Why is it all red? It's not changing.
Wait, what? Can you turn it off and turn it on?
What? No.
Dude.
This is like super.
Brandon, it's going nuts again, man.
Dude, this is like, I can smell it like burning. Listen, this is on fire, dude. It's gonna blow up. Yeah. Dude, seriously, did you hear it sizzling? Hear it? Listen. Dude, we gotta get this. This thing is like a hazard right here.
Let's take it out. Let's take it out.
It like burn. No, don't touch it. It like burned my hand. Listen. Dude, it's like on fire, dude. We gotta get this out of here. Come on, let's get this out of here.
Out the house.
Oh, don't worry. We get this out of the house. Dude, this thing is completely on fire, dude. Dude, can you smell it?
Yeah.
You like burned the shit out of my hand. Dude, it's still making that noise. Don't touch that shit. Seriously, like it's... Dude, it burnt the shit out of my hand.
You alright?
No, like it burned me. Good. Do you have gloves? Dude, like it's... Hear that sizzling? Look at... See the shit coming out of it? Look at this.
The lithium is gonna pop.
Yep. Yeah, get away from that. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like leaking inside that.
Fuck. That was gnarly.
Yep.
Oh, damn, it is.
It's melting the plastic.
Jonathan, we owe him some batteries, man. We owe him 3 of them.
There's like it slides off.
He's pointing it
It's
towards
probably
us.
melted, dude.
Jonathan's like, hey, my batteries.
I know, dude.
We owe, let's tell Jonathan we're sorry. We owe you 3 batteries. I know they're nice ones, but apparently not that nice. I mean,
Mustafa, Kevin, and myself stayed overnight to further investigate the attic as we logged pressure spikes whenever we referenced it.
Yeah, I was gonna go up in the attic, but that ladder looks not safe at all. So the first time we were here, when I was in the room with the pool table, I started getting pressure hits on the EDI once I started talking about the attic.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
That's over there?
Yeah.
Right above the pool table where I was talking about the attic? I think the best bet is to try to get another type of ladder.
It just died.
You serious?
What the fuck? But it's not dead.
There's a box like that's right above the pool table in the attic. Do you know what's in that box? Dude, I just got 4 lights.
What?
Does that box in the attic have any recipes in it? Here, 2 lights. I just want to clarify that one more time real quick. Does the box in the attic have recipes in it? Is it safe for us to go up in the attic?
Dude, the camera just shut off again, dude.
What the hell?
Every time we start talking about going up there, it shuts the fuck off.
Really?
Look, I've never had this camera do this ever.
Are you making the camera shut off? And as long as you were just sitting there observing, not asking any questions, nothing happened. It wasn't until you started asking questions that we started getting reactions. And not only that, it was to the point of, if this is the answer, make 4 lights come on. And the tripwire would make 4 lights come on.
In the same way that Caroline thrived on nurturing people and bringing people together and creating a family home for travelers. And I think Charlotte, even though she never knew Caroline, has become an extension of that.
What the fuck is it about this place? It just gets me like that all the time. I don't know, it seems kind of stupid, I guess, but I like it. I like being here.
We returned to Hall Place to fulfill a promise, not only to the entity that may be there, but to our methodology as well. Yet again, we documented EMF and pressure spikes with no practical explanation, and Mariah, with limited knowledge of the building's history, corroborated its emotional claims. The box in the attic still remains a mystery, and we are eager to access it safely without damaging the historic structure it resides in.
The story is, the evening of May 16th, 1893, he was in his rooms at the Galt House when a knock came at the door, and Maggie Payne pulled a pistol out of her purse and shot him through the heart. And he died on the spot. The family was so scandalized, they put his body in a pine box and they sent it back to the family estate. And they told people that he had died of a heart attack. He is like one of the oldest ghosts that's supposedly, been documented in the neighborhood. And so for years, that was the legend, and that's the story that's been passed down. His ghost returned to Central Park, the old family stomping grounds, to kind of do penance, knowing had he led a more upstanding life, he might not have met such an untimely demise.
Alright, this one's rolling right here. I'll just shut this, we can do it from this side. Mustafa, don't kill us, please.
What are you talking about? You want to like this? No, this thing has no pickup, dude.
God, the camera's all flying
They were gonna have a tank of gas.
I know, right? Serious. Alright, so DuPont Mansion, great place. A lot of crazy stories, amazing history associated with Louisville, but in Kentucky in general. Malia, what do you know about the place?
So the DuPont Mansion is, from my understanding, the last existing home the DuPonts actually lived in. So the DuPonts are, this incredible entrepreneurial family. They're mainly known for living in Delaware, and they had hands in every kind of business. And it's really interesting because no historian really exactly knows why the DuPonts made their way west, but it's the mid 1800s. A lot of people are making their way west. But what they think probably happened is because there was so many DuPonts, this family's freaking huge. And all of the businesses in Delaware were just overcrowded with them. And so you have Alfred DuPont and you have his cousin Charlie DuPont that I think just decided, there's not enough business for us here in Delaware, let's go west. So they come out to Louisville. All the while, just keep in mind, he's not married. I think he's one of those entrepreneurial dudes that's just his head is in the game. He's just focusing on work, where Bitterman is yeah, work is cool, but also look at this really pretty lady. So he ends up getting married.
Mistake. Alfred had the right idea.
Jesus
getting
Christ.
stacks instead of getting hitched. I like him, man. He's cool. I hope it ends up well for him. I'd love to hear more.
I mean, not kind of. So you have their mother is this just kind of, I hate to say it, but she's like a very overbearing mother, and she really kind of picks on Bitterman. So they have like the main family estate, which they call the castle in Louisville. And that's where Bitterman keeps being forced by his mother. Keep in mind, he's married, he has children, and his mother is like, you know what, I'm gonna go to Europe for a while. So like, I need you to like leave your house, which he's now bought a house. It's like, drop your house and move it to the family estate. This happens 3 times. All the while, Alfred's like, screw this noise, I'm just gonna chill in the hotel. But eventually, when he does buy the railroad, he ends up buying a couple extra properties, and they do purchase what we're going to, which is what we call the DuPont Mansion, which was never really inhabited by any of them full time. It was really kind of Alfred's crash pad when he didn't want to stay at the hotel.
This guy, everything I hear about this guy just makes me like him even more. He just has a house and doesn't live in it.
His story gets better though. Like, he is kind of a badass. So, and then also it's for like family members that come and stay, which sounds like to be a lot because they can't seem to get rid of family. But drama hits the family big time. So first, Bitterman's wife dies, giving birth to their last child, and he's devastated. Then 1893 comes around, and even though Alfred's not married, the man's getting off because he's got a little mistress at the brothel. So I love this because I love a brothel. Her name is Maggie Payne. Supposedly, allegedly, she has his child, and he ain't paying up. Which, to be honest, I would also be pissed because the man's got bank and he's not paying child support. So in 1890,
listen to Alfred's side of the story on this a little bit.
Well, Alfred's not gonna get a side of the story because in 1893 he shows up at the brothel. She comes out. She's like, "Where's my money?" And I'm assuming this is just me adding verbiage. He's like, I'm not paying. Like, that's not my child. And she just shoots him. She shoots him dead. She shoots him dead at the brothel. Wow. And totally. And the family is like, oh shit, obviously, because this is an affluent, Louisville, if you're not familiar with Louisville society, like, it's, etiquette is everything.
And the Gold House, where he was shot at, is on one of the main streets through Louisville at the time.
Craziness. So it's absolute craziness. And the family covers it up. They basically tell everybody it was a heart attack. And they have a family friend who just happens to be the doctor that wrote up the death certificate stating that it was of natural causes. And eventually, around the 1930s, the truth actually came out that no, he was actually shot by his mistress. So that, in a lot of ways, ends up being this downward spiral for the DuPonts at that time. Bitterman ends up moving back to Delaware in like the late 1890s. His brother's dead, his wife's dead. He's like, screw this place. And a lot of the DuPonts in the next 10 years will leave.
My name is Christopher Porter. I am the innkeeper here at the DuPont Mansion. I've been here 5 years starting this month. Well, I've always worked in the hospitality industry, but after I met the Warren family, they asked if I would come visit one of their properties and consider being the innkeeper for them. And at the time, I had known about Old Louisville, but I didn't know much about the history behind the DuPont Mansion or their other property across the street, the Bourbon Inn. And I walked in the doors and just fell in love and gave it a shot, and here I am 5 years later. Within the first month or so of living here, people had told me, oh, have you heard about the DuPont? It's haunted, or there's things that happen there that are, not so normal. And I took it with a grain of salt, and when you live here alone, you start thinking, or you get a little paranoid at night after you're told so many times that you're gonna hear or see things, but nothing happened. The first month or so, nothing. It was very quiet. I didn't have any issues. And then in October of the second month that I lived here, I was asleep. It was 3 a.m. in the morning, and I had read previously that Mr. DuPont was a very jovial guy, that he loved to play tricks on coworkers and friends, and he was a trickster. And everybody knows that person. They've worked with somebody like that. But the night that this happened, we were completely full as a bed and breakfast. It's 3 a.m. I live on the 3rd floor, and in the middle of the night, out of nowhere, this alarm clock goes off. And it's one of those alarms that's, and I'm like, whoa, the whole house is gonna wake up. I gotta find this alarm clock. So I go through the house quietly, through the halls. I'm trying to find it, thinking maybe a guest hadn't come home yet. They left their alarm on. It was in none of the guest rooms. And I thought, is it on the 1st floor? So I come down to the 1st floor, and I'm looking around, and I didn't I couldn't find it. So I thought, well, maybe it's in the basement. So I opened the basement door and I put my head down the stairwell, and sure enough, it was down in the basement. And I'm thinking, well, who's been in the basement? There's never anybody in the basement but me or the housekeeper, and she wouldn't go down there. And I walked down the stairs, and sure enough, there was an alarm clock plugged into the outlet sitting in the middle of the hallway down there. And I thought, oh my God, who did this? So I turn it off, and I roll up the cord, and I put it back on the shelf, because we have a lot of equipment that we retire down there, and walk back upstairs, get back in bed. I roll over, and I'm like, oh, thank God that's over. Nobody got up. And all of a sudden, it went off again. So the next morning, I come down for breakfast, and the guests are starting to arrive, and I'm like, good morning. They're like, oh, yeah, good morning, Chris. Thanks for getting that alarm clock last night. And I said, yeah, no problem. And then he said, and what was up with that going off again? Did you hear it go off again? And I'm like, yeah, yeah, I did, actually. But, I was trying to play it off because, you have guests, and you're just trying to maintain some composure. But I knew exactly what had happened. And went on with breakfast, and then after breakfast, I thought, I gotta go back down and see if that alarm clock's still on the shelf. Sure enough, it was. Hadn't moved. It was unplugged where I'd put it. If there is an entity here, I believe it to be Mr. DuPont, because he would be very pleased with, the number of travelers that are coming through, the different people and personalities. It would bring him joy to be around them, because he loved to go to the Galt House Hotel after work every night and have oysters and steak and, be amongst the people.
The DuPont brothers, they quickly established themselves as kind of movers and shakers. They were well respected in the community, and they were seen as astute businessmen. Brothers Antoine Biederman and Alfred Victor DuPont resided in a brick mansion that stood at the center of what is today's Central Park. Back then they called it DuPont Square. But they were well-known characters around town. Alfred Victor DuPont, people tended to call, they called him Uncle Fred. And supposedly he had kind of a penchant for the ladies. He was a bachelor. He liked to frequent the brothels, the bordellos that downtown were mostly along the river. But he was quite wealthy, but people always commented that he never dressed like he was a very wealthy man. His tuxedo that he always wore was often threadbare, and some people, they never suspected that he was a rich man upon first sight, but he did have quite a lot of money. So there's a lot of questions about this current mansion, but what happened is once the DuPont brothers came and kind of established themselves, family, friends, and relatives followed. And so there were several DuPont houses here on 4th Street, and from what I heard, this was one that was kind of built to accommodate all the business associates that came to Louisville back in the day, and family and friends who would come into town because of their business associations. But they say Alfred Victor DuPont didn't like to spend too much time out here, because back then, that was 2.5 miles from the river. That's where downtown was, and that's where all the good brothels were. And so they said Alfred Victor DuPont had a permanent suite of rooms at the Galt House, the most luxurious hotel in the region at the time, so he could be closer to the bordellos and the brothels, or whatever euphemistic names you'd like to give what many just called whorehouses back then. It's been said he haunts this mansion. It's been said that he haunts Central Park, where the mansion once stood. But the story is, the evening of May 16th, 1893, he was in his rooms at the Galt House when a knock came at the door, and it was Maggie Payne, his mistress at the time. And Maggie Payne was a well-known madam. She ran a bordello at the corner of York and 8th Street. And the legend says she arrived to announce that she was pregnant by Alfred Victor DuPont, and she arrived to demand that he acknowledge the child and bring it up as his own, raise it as a DuPont. Supposedly Alfred Victor DuPont, being the upstanding man he was, said no, and Maggie Payne pulled a pistol out of her purse and shot him through the heart. And he died on the spot. The family was so scandalized, they put his body in a pine box and they sent it back to the family estate. And they told people that he had died of a heart attack.
Okay, Gail, if you wouldn't mind just starting with telling us who you are and your relationship with this gorgeous home.
I'd be happy to. I'm Gail Warren. My husband, Herb Warren, and I have owned the DuPont Mansion since 1999. And this home is fabulous. It is extraordinary. And the house spoke to me in the beginning. And let me tell you how that happened.
Yeah, I would love to know what you mean by that.
My husband and I walk in the neighborhood a lot. We love this neighborhood with this beautiful Victorian architecture. And this house was in very sad shape. The iron fence had been run into by a vehicle, so it was bent in. The front porch had fallen away. It looked so sad and not loved that I kept walking by it, and I felt this pull. So I said to her, let's just see who owns the house. See if we can get in the house. So we did, and as soon as I walked in the front door, the house spoke to me. And I knew I was going to buy this house come hell or high water.
Oh, wow.
It was part of my being. It was part of what I had to do. I truly felt that the house or someone in the house had picked me. I'm going up the front staircase, and one of the painters that's on the second floor said to me, Gail, look behind you. I look behind me and I see only half of a person.
What? Which half?
The bottom half.
Okay.
And this is obviously a gentleman in black dress pants. And as soon as I looked, this person was gone, as soon as I saw. So there have been more sightings of men in the house than women. I have been told by guests in the Edison room when they are shaving in the bathroom that there's a reflection behind them of a man in Victorian dress, top hat all the way down.
Now, one of the things that we heard was people have a sense of losing time here, and not like, you know, oh, I'm having such a good time and I've lost track of time, but truly kind of feeling like they're in another, I don't want to use the word dimension, but just kind of like operating on a different plane, like time exists a little bit differently here. Have you ever experienced that, or have you heard anybody talk about experiencing that?
I have experienced that myself. And it is, it's really hard to explain because it almost feels that time slows. And it almost as if you're looking from somewhere other than here.
Interesting.
And yes, I have experienced that. And it's all good. It's just looking at time in a different perspective.
We begin our investigation in the basement to log its environmental conditions. Mustafa and Kevin look for high EMF, which could explain reports of paranormal activity in this area.
Let's get this a little moodier, huh? Kevin. Alone finally. We should see where we can set that. Apparently they didn't want, like, you see these holes in these doors? Like, you come out, like, they had these holes in these doors because men and women that were staying in different rooms, yeah? So they didn't want men and women like co-mingling, you know? So they would come over here and be like, hey, no pee-pee touching or like whatever. They just want to make sure they're not doing anything. I've had experiences with holes in doors, way different reason. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. And if you see, there's a bunch of like hollowed out like holes in doors over there. I don't know why they would have them though. don't think it's a spy on folks. That's my first thing that comes with. Oh, what's this? See, the higher you go, and that's because of the exposed wire, I think. So I think any gnarly feelings that people have down here is more than likely a result of the EMF.
I have a data logger, and what I'm going to do is I want to set it over on the bar. And this way, it'll just kind of monitor everything they were talking about, like the different actual environmental, conditions. And these things are, from what I understand, pretty indestructible. They're meant to be buried there for farmers, so they should be very accurate and it'll be interesting to see what they get. And I also have a motion detector. This place feels distinctly different than everywhere else we went to in season 1. And I think the reason why is, even though we're in this beautiful mansion in Old Louisville, this place was never really meant to be a permanent home. So from its existence, it was kind of always meant to have travelers. Even when we did other places that were hotels, they still had a family that lived in them full time. The DuPonts never lived here full time. And what I think is so interesting is, in my gut feeling kind of tells me, is if there is somebody here, especially the person who apparently likes to touch females, I don't think it's Alfred. It could be, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of people that have been here and stayed here. So it could be any of those people. So I don't know. I don't know. It's my instincts tell me Alfred's chilling in the park. And this place, I don't know, it just feels, I don't know, it feels really welcoming and comforting to me.
Hey guys, I just want to give you a heads up that the temperature's dropped 5 degrees on the data logger since you guys got in there.
Copy. So the temperature.
5-degree temperature drop since we've been down here on the drop that they're registering upstairs.
That doesn't make any sense. If anything, it should increase because you got 3 people down here.
Yeah, body heat.
I mean, I give off a lot of heat, let's be honest.
And I'm sweating now that you walk by me.
Oh, Kevin, please, come on, man. We gotta focus on the work. All right, let me put this down here. Down this hallway. So that's something that we've noticed a lot of times. Whenever there was weird stuff going on, it's almost always accompanied by cold sensations, cold feelings, right? And it's not it's normal over a long period of time, right? For the temperature to slowly go down in increments, 0.1, 0.2 degrees. But for it to drop 5 degrees.
In what, we've been down here 5 minutes?
Yeah, if that.
It just feels so calm. Is there anybody else here? This is a pretty cool room. Was it always a lounge? It might have been. Chris was saying this is where they did business, so that is set up like a dining room. I think that would have always been a dining room. We have a parlor. Maybe, actually, what if this was Alfred's office?
It's normal for temperature to drop progressively throughout the night because things get colder, right? 0.1 degrees, 0.2 degrees, every few minutes. But how long were we down here for?
We've been down here, maybe 5 minutes, and it's dropped 5 degrees.
That's pretty insane. It should be hotter, because we're down here and I'm breathing all over the place. Just had coffee, had a good lunch, giving off some excess heat. Thinking about you.
And like we said before, these devices aren't made for investigating. These devices were recommended by the National Weather Service, and this is what they use out in the field as well. So they're not made for paranormal investigating at all.
If we can monitor and document strange activity in accordance with environmental changes with this, that's pretty legit. I don't know how much more we can go about documenting it.
I'm just really curious why you never married. It's not like you didn't have the time. You made time to go to see supposedly Maggie. Maybe it's a commitment thing.
Malia's lav mic picks up a direct response that appears intelligent. The unexplained voice speaks the very moment we log a 5-degree temperature drop in the basement.
Let's set this down, and then.
Oh, you just got temperature change.
Hey guys, the temperature is still changing up here on the data logger.
Dude, our temperature was changing on the EDI as well, right when you said that.
Dude, look, I'm starting to get chill bumps.
What's causing that? And around the same time, you heard the noises up in that parlor.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna go set this down, and let's start talking about our pal Alfred, because that's who everybody thinks is here, right? I'll go this, I'll be setting this off, boom. Let's just leave this bad boy here. Stay in the hallway, let's give it some space. We'll go back and camp out over there, right? Just watch out for this motion detector.
I got total chill bumps right now.
There's no reason why that temperature should be dropping with us next to it. It should be increasing.
Yeah.
I'd like to say like I thought of that and was thinking like, let's stay by it and let's see if the temperature drops. I didn't, that's just how it happened. Alfred, are you down here? Christopher Porter, who works here in this in the mansion, he loves this place very much, and he's talked glowingly of it. If there's anybody who's here who'd like to speak with us or tell us about their time here.
I wonder if Alfred is here, if it bothers him that there is so much controversy surrounding his death, like so much controversy. Like we still don't know definitively if he died of a heart attack or natural causes or if he was shot. You know, it's like, it seems like just when somebody thinks like, nah, this is it, they're like, wait, never mind, because this, you know, maybe it wasn't. And ultimately we'll never know, like we'll never know. Was he the kind of person that would care? Did it flicker again? Is it like...
It's just going off now.
That's really weird. Yeah, it's definitely... I don't know. Yeah, they're both doing it. My eyes are tripping out. Did it start going off when I was talking about...
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Just now, yeah.
They stopped, huh? No, that one's still going. If somebody is here with us, could you walk in front of this device over here? Oh, weird, I'm getting that weird. Ow. Oh, that's really weird. I haven't had this happen since the Jesse James room.
Emily was telling me something interesting in there that I think we should talk about.
Okay.
So Malia, when you were in there with Emily, what were you guys feeling?
Well, personally, I was feeling like, especially the main area of the bedroom, I felt okay, but it's when I walked into the actual bedroom part, it felt like a hot sauna, like the density of like a hot sauna, and I just felt like this intense like pressure, and then my freaking hand started tingling, which was weird as hell, and I just felt like incredibly unwelcomed, like it was just heavy, like incredibly uncomfortable. Like I'm getting like a bad pain in my hand and a tingling going all the way up. Wait, that's really weird. That's really weird. Wait, that just went off. Is somebody here? If somebody's here, can you walk by that again and make that go off? What the fuck? Dude, that's like my heart's racing so fast. Like that really, like what?
I left the nerve center to join Mustafa and Kevin in the basement. The events that followed would change the course of our investigation of the DuPont mansion.
Somebody said something was behind him in the hallway.
What? Something's back there? Get that on camera. So we got... What did you just film?
Who's in here with us?
Hold on. Let's get that on camera.
I was coming.
Hold on, kill that timer real quick. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm killing it. Okay, so I was walking through to come find you guys, and as clear as day, there was like it was a pressure on my back, like a
pressure change, right?
Pressure
As you say
changes.
that.
Yeah, dude. It was gnarly. We were about to close out, and I went there and I felt it, and I just wanted to make sure somebody else felt it. So thank you. I'm not crazy. That
No, you're
validates
not.
what
There
I
was a
felt.
firmness on my back as I was walking up here. It felt like there was like a person behind me, like someone walking behind me, and it was right after Josh just went upstairs, so I was alone down here.
Ooh, again. Pressure and temperature increase.
Me and my second ran down to swap the media cards on ACAM, and when we went down there, I heard Mustafa and I think Brandon and Kevin all down there just like emphatically talking, and as I was coming up to like inform them that we needed to swap media, I crossed the threshold to the side of me, and right as I passed through that doorway, it was like when somebody stands next to you at the corner store too close. It was like someone was like breathing down my neck, but without breathing. It was just a mass that was behind me.
I think we're gonna head back into this room where we were starting to have some kind of what seemed like communication, and we'll see what happens going from there.
I just walked through there. I feel like it moved.
Okay, let's head back down there. Just to
You go and see if you feel anything.
So here's the thing, right? Let's break this down in like the most simplistic terms, right? When you're downstairs in a basement by yourself, you're gonna get freaked out, right? It's one thing to feel freaked out. It's another thing, right, to document environmental changes while that's happening. So when two people were down here, I felt it kind of like first initially, and I told you guys we were gonna be done investigating this for a little bit, and then Kennedy felt it down over there. I felt it here. And then when I came back down to get the Kestrel, this was going nuts and it was popping off, and I could feel like something was behind me. Now there's a lot of people here. I don't feel that. Theoretically, does fear affect the environment? I don't know. Or is it kind of more in line with everything that Christopher's saying, which is this is somebody who's a prankster and he likes to kind of trick people, he likes to kind of mess with them and freak them out. I'm kind of thinking I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it is. I want to believe it's the latter, you know? But I do find it interesting that I literally was just talking about walking through the park, and like the scariest thing to me is somebody standing right behind me, and Kennedy and I kind of laughing about that, and then us being down here, and that's what we both felt, you know? That's weird. And we got environmental changes. Plus, I'm really happy because H6 was there the whole time.
Okay, good. Kevin headed up to the third floor to conduct an EMF sweep.
Sticking around at like a 0.6 right now, 0.5, 0.6. Hello? Alfred? Ooh, just hit a... Jumped up to a 3.1 and it's not from moving it. If you're in this room, will you come up and touch this piece I'm holding in my hand? Why am I hitting a 1 point? Right here, it's hitting. It just hit a. I have no idea why this just hit 9.8. I'm gonna have to ask about this. I have no idea why in the middle of a room it's hitting such high EMF.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't think it's on the camera. Nope. 0.4. Now it's not doing it.
Over the bed.
Like right here, I don't know what it's hitting on.
which way do I turn again? This way? God damn it. All right, we're fine. Oh, Jesus. Okay, where's the motion detected light? Is it here?
It should come on at the bottom of the stairs, and it's not coming on now.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No, no, no.
Keep going. There's no light.
We're fine.
Unnecessary.
Okay. Okay, putting the data logger right here. Good Lord. Okay, I am going to... I like literally at this point, I don't know if this is like thought form manifestation, but I really don't like being down here. That's fine. It's fine. We're just in a basement. It's okay. We're fine. Okay. Sorry, I'm just like... I am having one of those moments where every part of me is like, you probably don't want to go in that room. Do you feel anything weird? Am I in my head?
I mean, I feel okay, but I've been down here a couple times.
All right.
So it might just be me becoming acclimated.
That could be. Okay, I'm gonna enter this space. Mustafa talked about feeling like somebody was walking right behind him, and I do not feel in a space where I want to have a vulnerable place behind my back. So I'm just gonna chill here. If anybody's down here, my name is Malia.
So now we have a baseline on there, 0.4 to 0.5. So if, let's say, someone is in this room and you are affecting the tri-field, can you go up and touch it and make the numbers go up even higher than they are? All you have to do is just hit a 2.7. It was baselined at 0.5 for how long? And then as soon as I say that, it jumps up to a 2.7. Look, again, 0.5, 0.6. Let's try that again. If you are someone that's in here with us, will you go up and touch that meter again and make the numbers go up even higher?
I feel like I'm calming down. I'm not feeling as like freaked out. I was really in my head before coming down here because of the experience the guys had, but I actually feel kind of okay. There are parts of this basement though that I truly do not feel comfortable wandering into. I mean, it's a vastly different environment down here, which is interesting because there's some rooms down here where they know people slept, some of the people that would have worked in the house. There really is no evidence to say that it was enslaved people that ever would have been here. We do not think the DuPonts had slaves.
Can you make that go to double digits? It's at a 0.5. Can you make it go up to a 10? Go up and touch it, knock it off the dresser. I want to see how high you can make the numbers go. That was only a 2. 2.3. Come up and give it a good hit. Four. That was a 4.1 I seen. Okay, now step away from it. Can you step away from it and let it baseline again? What is causing this? Dude, it peaked 10.5.
I looked away, I didn't see it, but I got on camera.
I didn't see it on here, but I seen it on the peak where it shows the most recent peak. The EMF was here, what's causing this. Well, I guess I know which room I'm sleeping in tonight. Right here.
Myself, Mustafa, and Kevin stayed alone on location for the night. With the crew gone, we run EMCCD tests in the basement to collect further data.
You. How's it going? So it was kind of weird. So down here, without the motion detector light on, obviously. I'm looking down there, and it looks like it's like a blue glow. And I start looking around. I'm like, okay, well, is there any piece of equipment that can be casting like a blue light shadow on here? There's nothing. You know, there's nothing on me. Or there's no electronic equipment here, and I'm looking around, and then the blue light, as it's going on, start getting just pressure hits on the EDI. And then I look back and I'm just thinking, like, the light was it was like dim, and then it just stopped. Yeah, like right now it's feeling a little colder, hairs are standing up on my arms. I don't know though, but I want to see if that correlates with any environmental changes. And again, boom, right there, right when I freaking said that. See?
Yep.
Always happens. It keeps going off. Right when we're leaving the room.
You in here?
Alfred, hello?
What's going on still, dude?
Are you setting that off on purpose? It's almost as if when we leave, that's what I experienced when I walked. Okay, it keeps going.
We're right here. We're not here to disrespect you. Thank you. Can you clarify one more time if this is you changing the environment? Thank you.
Sometimes you find out new things that kind of dispel the myth that's been around for generations. And from what we can tell, it looks like Alfred Victor DuPont was not shot by Maggie Payne. A lot of the misinformation can be traced back to an article written by the Cincinnati Enquirer, who kind of perpetuated the falsehood that he had been shot by his mistress. The Cincinnati Enquirer, to the contrary, was not beholden to them. They had an axe to grind, and supposedly they perpetuated this false story about Alfred Victor DuPont being killed by a mistress, being shot by Maggie Payne. And so that is that's the grain where things started to go down the wrong path, and became ingrained in local legend.
The DuPont Mansion is the fourth location APRA has investigated in Old Louisville where we documented strange phenomena. It's also the second location in the area where parts of the purported history were incorrect. Can a haunting be born out of the repetition of myth and rumor? Or is Old Louisville truly America's most haunted neighborhood? Our experiences and data suggest that something otherworldly is manifesting, making a strong case that Old Louisville may very well be America's most haunted neighborhood.